All right.
What happened to my camera?
Yeah, your camera keeps like messing up, man, for some reason.
Dude,
all day. It's been like that all day.
Yeah, no, it's the
man,
camera.
y'all got the feet behind the camera, behind the curtain, and everything.
Give me a second.
ESL fam.
We also need some music.
What's good?
What's good?
Let's go.
Are we live?
Yeah, we are
We're live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Who we got in here? Adri Guau. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but thank you for the raid. Joining the party.
We had a raid from 18th Street Lounge. Big shout out to 18th Street Lounge.
ESL. What
Big
it is.
shout out Double A. Double A is going to be joining us here on the show in just a minute. He's multitasking tonight. We are
as one having technical difficulties already.
The shade.
But guys, stay on the chat. We're gonna officially start the show in like 10 minutes. We're just gonna wait on everybody to come in. We just got a raid from 18th Street Lounge. Once again, if you guys tuning in right now, make sure to follow 18th Street Lounge.
Yay. Tommy T, the DJ. What's good?
We're just waiting for everybody to come in. So we'll officially start the show in 10 minutes. We have our special guests backstage right now. You know, we definitely have like a great lineup for everybody tonight. We got the legendary Shortkut from the Beat Junkies crew. We got DJ Sweet Tooth. We got Les the DJ. We got Double A, as well as DJ Flipout on the guest lineup tonight. So make sure everybody just chill for a little bit, grab a drink, relax a little bit. We're gonna start the show in less than 10 minutes or so.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good time to plug it. So if anybody's got questions as we're going through the show, stick around, hang out there in the chat. And if you've got anything you want to ask our guests, we can see the chat, but we're also going to have associate producer Doc Bluss on the screen right underneath me. He's going to be kind of the voice of the chat. So y'all let us know if there's anything you'd like to have the guest answer as we're going through this conversation. And hopefully we can highlight your messages and add that to the conversation as well. This is the 9 at 9 podcast, the live edition of the podcast, season 3, back again. And this is going to be on all podcast platforms, your podcatcher of choice after the fact. So you can make sure you subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, in the background, in your kitchen, in your car, whatever.
We actually have Double A finally logging in. I think we should do a sound check with Double A.
Might as well. Yeah, man.
Can you hear me? Check. 1, 2.
What up, Hey, what's going on?
Word. I'm not opening a beer because this is a family show, right?
Indeed. Indubitably, sir.
Just don't show the labels.
That's definitely what I'm not doing.
That's the important part.
Yeah.
Definitely special shout out to everybody who was on Double A's stream with the 18th Street Lounge. That was awesome.
Nerds talking about nerd stuff.
Yeah.
I was lurking. Don't worry. Good to see you, homie.
This is the only. I'm in my studio, so I'm like, well, I'll just do it like this.
You have a great view from your studio.
It looks good.
Actually, Double A, can you turn your microphone up a little bit more?
It's a good question, man. Can I? Hold on.
I'm going to try to not touch my camera now.
I'm using the built-in computer.
Built-in computer audio for the mic.
Yeah. Give me a sec here. This makes for compelling viewing, I'm sure. I'm just going to move it closer.
Island Vibes says get closer to the mic.
Tell Island Vibes he can beat it.
Shout out to Island Vibes though. Island Vibes is another vinyl DJ, really dope DJ out in South Carolina.
South Kakalaki with the sauce.
Yes.
Is that any better? Is that a little bit louder?
That's actually good. Good.
Okay, cool.
So once again, folks, if you're just tuning in right now, if you're just stopping by right now, we haven't officially started the show. We're just doing some final sound checks. We're gonna officially start recording the show at around like 9:10, especially once we get like Flipout. And I see him in the chat. he's running home right now. So
I love that.
Once we get Flipout logging in and do his quick sound check, we'll start the show officially. So we're just waiting on people to get into the chat right now.
Got lots of homies in the chat. What's up,
Yeah.
Jerome Baker the
Oh,
third?
yeah.
Jerome's in the building. We got
Lyrics
Stargazer.
Arena, What's up? What's up, fam?
Just having an apple juice here.
Yes. Sam, what's up, Sam Tweaks?
Oh, what up? What up?
Sam Tweets JB3.
And
Hey, Riggs. Tommy T, the DJ, once again.
I love
for all you rally racing updates. I tried to raid him once, and I just ended up at some guy talking about rally car racing. And I raided over with a bunch of people, and the guy just like panicked and stopped his stream.
Oh man, you know, some people just they want a small audience.
Too wise in head, I learned that night.
It's great how the technology works. Flipout is probably on his phone checking in, letting us know that he's on his way back. And
Right.
shout out to everybody in the chat. This show tonight is dedicated to the vinyl lovers. So if you are a vinyl junkie or a vinyl appreciative, vinyl aficionado,
there we go.
this is the show for you tonight. We're gonna
How official are
We're
you?
going to talk to some of our favorite vinyl stream DJs and what they enjoy about collecting vinyl and streaming vinyl, and just you know, some things about how they operate and work. And you know, we're really thankful to have this really illustrious group of guests tonight join us for our season 3 start off.
Hey,
Season
D Rosie.
three.
Thanks for
Honored to
following,
have you
y'all.
guys. And also, I just wanted to echo, I will be popping into the chat later on off the video here and collecting any kind of questions you guys have and ask them later. So let's rally up some questions.
So many questions.
Yes.
So many.
Love to-
Hey, can I throw something out there? I'm watching from the StreamYard section, so I'm not seeing the Twitch stuff. So if there's ever any questions or anything like that that you think pertain to me, I can't imagine why there would be, but you know,
Absolutely.
let me know.
I'll
'Cause
throw
I
them
can't
You never
see.
know.
There'll be a lag otherwise, right? So I figure this makes sense.
Yeah, but also double A in the column on StreamYards, you have the comment
Yeah,
section. Well, yeah, so you get that too.
Yeah. Word. Can we spend a significant amount of time on how low my chair is?
Yeah. It looks good. It looks checked.
I think people are going to want to know about that. It's the only one I can.
Definitely want it right there.
There's a joke in there somewhere, but I'm not going to reach for it.
Yeah. Set 'em up, you knock 'em down, Sean.
You're working on the turntables for an extended period of time.
I was going to say, yeah, that you got that seated DJing position going down.
Yeah.
It gets your shoulders.
I'd be lying if I said there weren't a few nights at ESL where I was like, man, I'm just getting a stool, man. Like, this is crazy.
Right. We've all lived the stool life once or twice.
The 4-hour mark? Come on, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's give some shouts to what's up, D Rosie in the house. Appreciate you being here.
Yeah. I definitely saw Stargazer in the chat. There we go.
Yeah.
Senpai, thank you for the sub, man.
Taylor Senpai, welcome back.
Dude, yeah, Fantasia Stargazer.
Nat
Maybe
Jaco.
you'll be able to
What's
find
good,
it in
what's
the
good?
collection. Shout out to Gio's Disney on vinyl collection.
Don't let my daughter hear that.
Stargazer, I think the guilty pleasures is a wrap for a little bit. We'll do that next one.
We have a request. If anybody hasn't been catching our off-week live streams leading up to this, we've been doing some playlist episodes. You can always check us on every Monday. We will be here doing what we do, giving you music as well as conversation relevant to DJs, all of that.
Indeed.
There we go, Art.
There's some music.
We're just looping, bro.
Riding the loop wave.
I mean, you can turn it up a little bit.
I hate that button.
Double A is it, so I am curious, where are we looking right now?
Oh, that is my hometown of Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. So I'm from there. A lot of music people are from there. Scratch Bastards from there. Joe Run Bombay is from there.
Joe Run.
Yeah, OKTK is from there. There's Black Buffalo Records is from there. There's it goes on and on. 6-2's from there. Buck 65. Like if you're a backpack rap nerd, you definitely know those cats. Yeah, so we're all from that town. And Joe and I are just about the same age. He's a little bit older than me, and then we're way older than everybody else in that list.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know there's a retreat center in Nova Scotia run by Pima Chandran.
Oh, dude. So, buddy, we used to call those cats the Boo Crew. So I went to, because you know the story there?
No, I don't. But I really wanted to go once. Like, you know, I hope I can make it sometime.
Ninth grade, the summer between 8th grade and 9th grade, we showed up first day of school, and all of a sudden there's all these like cool American kids from Colorado in our school, like stealing our girlfriends. We're like, what's happening here? Because everybody moved from Colorado to this new setup in Nova Scotia. So like the Halifax like underground rap scene for a while was like
Halifax, bro.
all Buddhist kids.
Whoa, that's crazy, man.
Yeah. No, it's a big thing out there. Big thing.
Halifax should have battled Fairfax, Virginia, for the big facts.
Who got the big facts? There's a Halifax in Virginia too, isn't there?
I think there is a Halifax in Virginia. Yeah,
that's so funny.
All these really colonial white guys with all their towns named after them, all up and down the north and seaboard.
My middle school is named after a genocidal maniac, Cornwallis.
Oh God!
Real fact.
Where are we?
Real fact.
Yeah.
Real facts.
By the way, folks, if you're just tuning in right now, we're almost at the point we're about to start the show soon. We're just waiting on Flipout to come in. We have everybody else. We have Double A, we have Sweet Tooth, we have Les the DJ, and of course we have the legend DJ Shortkut. Backstage right now.
Backstage.
We're just waiting on Flipout right now. By the way, if you haven't done so, make sure to host the stream. We definitely appreciate it if you can do so. Everybody in the chat. It's looking like we got a lot of people here today.
Representing Canada.
And again, big shout out to 18th Street Lounge for the raid earlier. Make sure to follow 18th Street Lounge.
The ESL fam.
And
Chris, what are we doing? What's the ETA?
I was gonna say with real quick with our guest backstage. Since Sweet Tooth was a little upset that he didn't get to be a part of the Guilty Pleasures show, so what we'll do is when we announce everybody, we'll ask for one.
There it is.
All right, Double A, we're gonna put you backstage.
Hey, what's up, Flipout?
All right,
hi guys.
Yeah, do it.
What up?
See Double A.
What up?
What up?
All right, let's do a quick sound check. Flipout, can you turn your microphone up a few decibels up?
Turn it up?
Yeah.
Let's see here. Where would I turn my mic up? Oh, right here.
So, Flipout is just coming back from a radio show, so everyone knows. Is this correct?
Yeah. Hopefully you didn't get in like any accidents you didn't cause any accidents. I mean, safety first, man. Safety first.
Oh, we got Rags in the building in the chat.
Oh, you guys Papa Chirp.
Papa Chirp is here.
In the building.
Papa Chirp in the building. Respect.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Flipout. That sounds really good.
I walk to the radio station, so it's like a 10-minute sprint.
Nice.
That's nice.
So,
Did you
I
look
think we're good to go.
All right, let's do it.
All right, Flipout, I'm gonna put you backstage, and we're gonna officially start the show. We're gonna start officially recording it.
Season 3. Here we go. Y'all got the peek behind the curtain.
All right, Adrian, Mr. Doc Plus, we're gonna put you backstage. So everybody, if you guys have a question for anybody, Doc Plus is gonna be in the chat. So make sure to ask him. Make sure to post a question up on the chat, and Doc Plus will collect them throughout the stream.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. See you there.
See ya. All right, you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, you're good to go. Your technical difficulties solved.
I'm here, bro. I'm here.
All right, everybody in the chat ready? All right, season 3. We're about to start. Let's see, right now in 3, 2, 1.
It's an ill mind that's still time building refine. Still getting mine in the 9 building refine, building refine. Still getting mine in the 9 building refine. Still getting mine. Geometrix 9 Stylus Stylus Chris. 9 at 9, DJ as 1. 9 at 9, 9 at 9, 9 at 9. Don't touch the dial, you heard?
What's good, everybody? DJ Geometrix here, and we're back. For
No doubt,
season number
no
3
doubt.
of the 9 at 9 DJ podcast, the online show with 9 DJs on a roundtable panels discussing today's DJ topics. This show is brought to you by Beat Refinery DJ School at Bach to Rock. Learn how to mix, scratch, and make music by visiting beatrefinery.com. We have school locations all across the U.S. Tonight, folks, we have episode number 26. Again, it's the season 3 premiere for the show, of course, and we are streaming live right now on Twitch. If you missed any of our episodes from our past 2 seasons, make sure to watch them on facebook.com/beatrefinery or youtube.com/beatrefinery. If you prefer to listen to the audio side of things, this episode will be uploaded this Thursday to Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you consume and listen to all things podcasts. So make sure to click like, comment, and subscribe. So we have a great lineup of DJs in the panel here tonight. There's a whole lot of DJs streaming on Twitch these days, and it's getting harder and harder to stick out from the crowd as of late. But I know one thing that will always pretty much like catch everybody's attention from the DJs as well as the Twitch crowd, and that's when DJs bust out the real vinyl for their live streaming sets.
Ooh.
So we'll talk to our special guests about their experiences with DJing, with real vinyl in this whole new Twitch DJ world. So as always, let me introduce the rest of the crew. My co-hosts, we got DJ as 1.
What up? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back.
Yeah. Next up, we have Sean J.
Yo, what's good? Feels good to be home.
Nice. It's like coming back from like summer vacation, right?
Yeah.
Basically, off of the bus.
Summer camp was awesome, guys.
And finally, folks, I'm going to pass off the microphone off to Stylus Chris. Take it away, man.
What's up, everybody? We are really thankful that you guys are here with us tonight. Monday, 1st of February already.
Wow. It's the first of the month.
And you're here with us. There's a lot of dope DJs in the chat already, and we thank you guys for being here. Some true vinyl
Kind of crazy
champions in there, people that love the music, love the art. We're gonna be able to have a really great conversation. Let's get it started. Let's start bringing in our guests. Gio, you want to do one at a time?
Yes.
You're gonna get so fancy.
Well, hey, it's 2021.
I love it.
So
We stepped our game up quite a bit after 25 episodes or something.
2 quick things. We got to give much respect to Gio for all of his hard work with all the graphics and the imagery. So much of this happens through Gio and his dedication. So big ups to Gio, and also big up to As1 for that intro. As1 on that intro, just doing the cuts, laying the beats.
Getting our flowers today.
You got to, man. It's the beginning of season 3. We got to set you guys off right.
A lot of fun.
And as we do always, we bring our guests on in alphabetical order. So this first DJ cut his teeth as a pioneering drum and bass DJ in Montreal circa 1992. In the early 2000s, he transitioned into open format, throwing some of the longest running monthly events on the East Coast of Canada. Since relocating to the US in 2015, he rekindled his long-running love of vinyl and began collecting 45s. Since his transition to Twitch last year, he streamed almost all exclusively on 45, mixing and blending everything from dancehall to rock, to funk to hip-hop, house to soul. I've known him since those early days. He's an incredible DJ, great person. Let's give it up for Double A.
Double A in the building.
Bring him in.
Hey, Double A, what's up?
bro?
Short chair.
With the water side view.
Yeah. That's Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. I got to represent, man. My hometown.
So we were going to ask anybody, since Sweet Tooth had this idea in the chat earlier, is there a guilty pleasure song that you love? Like, just, that's what our whole episode was last week. You got one? If not,
I don't think of any of them as guilty pleasures. Like either I love it or I don't, man.
Yeah.
Like I got no shame for anything that I like, man. Like Dancing Queen ABBA, I don't think that's a guilty pleasure. I love that song. I don't care what anybody says, man. You gotta own it.
there you have it. Dancing Queen, his guilty pleasure song.
No, I like that song, man.
That deserves a sparkle.
So what you have to understand is a guilty pleasure. Of course, you like the song. That's why you go to bat for it.
You go to bat for it.
Like the song.
This is the hill you're going to die on.
That's the
People are
whole
gonna hate on you for it.
That's the whole definition.
Are we asking everybody's
we're gonna
guilty pleasure?
Oh, let's keep this going. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Throw them in the chat. Throw them in the chat, guys.
It's a good icebreaker.
Yeah.
So our next guest also hails from Vancouver, Canada. The streets have dubbed this guy the voice of the Red Bull 3-style competition.
Whoa.
He's been hosting as the MC for the Red Bull 3-style for a few years now. He has Vancouver's longest running live mix show on the radio, the 5 o'clock Traffic Jam on 94.5 from 5 to 6 Pacific time. Co-owner of Flippin' J Records along with Jay Swing. Just released their coffee table book based on the magazine Elements magazine book. Check it out. He is one of my favorite guys to watch stream. His De La Soul tribute stream just blew my head away, and it's just a fantastic DJ in person. Let's give it up for our homie DJ Flipout.
What?
Yay.
What up?
Welcome.
Welcome.
Hi.
Thank you for being here.
That was a nice intro. Thanks a lot.
Man, we appreciate you being here, coming straight from the radio show, right to be with us. And I think, that's what we just really appreciate about guys like you and that are just like, I got something else going on, but I'm gonna still come through for you guys, and that that just makes us really
20 miles of traffic to get here.
Man.
Literally from the booth to the chair.
I got my guilty pleasure song.
Yes, there we go. With enthusiasm.
Because I realized it was the other day. It's fucking can I swear? Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Sorry, I didn't do that.
I'll allow it.
It'll happen plenty of times. It's all right.
Something just like this, Chainsmokers and Coldplay. I love the song. I love the
did not see that coming.
And I love the end of it. It's like boom, dun, 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 dun. It's kind of like rock and roll, but it's like EDM, but it's not even 128 beats per minute.
Still play that edit.
I love that song, man.
Yeah. And that's the definition of it.
Yeah. I want to just give a quick theory about Chainsmokers' last album, including that song. I feel like they asked Chris Martin, they're like, yo, you want to do a song? Or maybe Chris Martin reached out to them. And he's like, I really like your music, whatever. And then they're like, okay, here's this beat. Can you write something? Oh, this is great. I love how this sounds. And then they're like, and he's like, here's a song. He's like, oh, this is amazing. And then it's like the third release, but every release before that is exactly the same beat. And then Chris Martin's like, what the fuck, guys? Like, what the heck, guys? I feel like Chris Martin somewhere was like, yo, I thought all your songs sound like that? Anyway.
He didn't do anything original. It's true.
But I love that song. That's their best one. And Roses.
Definitely still goes. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. I won't swear. I won't cuss no more.
It's okay. We understand. We give the little disclaimer, and it's on the East Coast anyway. It's time where they even swear on TV at this point. So
it's also the national sport of Canada. So
yeah,
it's usually one bad apple that ruins the bunch, and that was probably
great.
So it's all downhill from here.
All right, let's get our next guest in here. She is a photographer, curator, teaching artist, and organizer who practices in immersing people in the joy of discovery, empowerment, and community. This approach is informed by her own story of resilience, liberation, and courage as an immigrant mother and VS. I have been completely enamored by her streams over the last few months. Shout out to Jerome Baker, who was like, yo, you got to make sure you're checking her out. She is got a really, really extensive vinyl collection. She tells stories with the music, and she's just a really, really fantastic person to check out on Twitch. Let's bring her in. Les the DJ.
Oh yeah.
Woo. Hi. Is my mic
Les Talusan.
Salamat.
Salamat.
Pwede bang mag-Tagalog na lang tayo? Hindi. Oh, just kidding.
Sige.
Salutations.
okay.
Salamat is thank you. Thank you.
Always in the
Thanks,
building.
Chris.
Let's go.
I'm not playing poker with either one of you. at the same time?
I don't know how to play poker. I
Okay.
am that Filipino. Yes.
Mahjong.
Why did you
I was-
use
I
that
was just joking.
sound? You're not nice.
That's his one
it.
job. He's
I'm
got to play the
leaving.
sound effects.
No, please don't leave. I was just joking. Poker is just one of those things. I was at a poker game the other day, and my sister, she had beginner's luck. She didn't know how to play, and we taught her how to play, and she literally took the whole pot. And it was a couple days ago. It was pretty tense.
I'm leaving. I'm just kidding. So we're talking about guilty pleasures.
Yes.
So snacking after 12 a.m.
Oh,
That's it. Because the older you get, the worse it is to digest food late at night. Because regarding to music, I have
The
no
whole
guilty
gremlin
pleasures. I'm not guilty of anything. Like I'll freaking listen to, I don't know, Culture Beat, Mr. Vane. I didn't care.
Wow.
Slapper.
There it is.
Yeah.
Slapper.
I won a what do you call, like a name that tune contest, like the first. Then I was like, Culture Beat, Mr. Vane. Yeah.
And
Anyways.
shout out to Nina Mendoza in the chat. She said your guilty pleasure is represses.
Oh, Nina.
Yo, nice.
Nina.
Oh my goodness. Dude.
Shout out to all the Pinoys in there in the chats. Hi.
It seems well represented today.
I found Les through Nina, who's a friend of mine. So that's amazing. On Twitch, you can just find amazing people. And here we are.
Here we
Yeah.
are.
here we
Hi.
are. Nice.
Hi, Phil.
Hello, Les.
That's absolutely, I think, how most people find Les is through another friend. That's like, if you're a music lover, you're telling your friends about other channels that are showing people that are music lovers. And the first time I was on your Twitch channel, that's what just blew me away. I literally was coming from a gig and stayed in my car as had come home, and I knew my house was like all locked up, kids are asleep, and I just stayed in my car and just chilled out and listened to you play for like an hour and a half, because it was just like song after song was just dope, just so, and it wasn't the expected. It's like some of my DJ friends are gonna play like stuff that I know, and I'm like, oh man, they're playing it so well. But when somebody plays things that your brain was not ready for, it's such a gift.
Yeah, the other day, I was doing on Wednesdays. I've been popping up just like co-work with me kind of deal, and I played a Sade cover in which version did I play? I think it was Cantonese. So
Wow.
people who were on the chat, but I don't remember if it was that version that I played. But it was, someone on the chats was like, I did not expect that. And I was like, surprise.
Those are the best moments. Those are absolutely the best moments.
Oh, and to be completely honest, it's kind of easy to do that with Serato and digital, and like all of us still love to dig for random things and play random things. But when someone breaks it out on vinyl, then you're just like, that's when I kind of go, oh man, I need to like start collecting my records a little heavier again.
No, I'm a hoarder. I'm a hoarder. Don't be like
all
me.
of us are. If you collect records, you're a hoarder. It's just
Look behind me, guys. This is ridiculous back here. Don't even start. So hoarding is a passion.
You're with the right people. This focus group is definitely not trying to make you get rid of any of that.
Thanks. I'm so glad you found me, and I'm so glad you checked out my stream, because even in DC, I'm kind of a hidden secret because I've been around for a long time. I mean, I was DJing and taking photos for a living for over a decade, but have been DJing for over 20 years ever since I moved to DC. But
wow.
I mean, I've been DJing before I moved to DC, but I've been living in DC for over 20 years now. And some people are like, how long have you been DJing? First of all, like, mga Pinoy, like our skin, they're like, oh, you're in college? I'm like, my son's in college. So
I honestly, personally, like,
I'm 21.
like discovered you this year, and it's like, I thought I knew all the Filipino DJs in the area. So yeah.
And the crazy thing about this is, I heard about Beat Refinery. I used to go to DJ Hut, but we have never all met because I usually just like, I'll do my own thing, or I'll talk to Sam the Man when he's there, because I'm like, oh, this is an nice old
Rest
man.
in peace.
I'll talk to him. I know he was really sweet. I didn't call him old man back then. But I am a teacher. I'm a DJ instructor at Girls Rock Day Camp. So we've been doing that for years too. So I was like, oh, Beat Refinery doing the same thing, but it's different because it's more band oriented, and then none of the DJ teachers are turntablists. We're all selectors or house DJs. You know, it's different, but it's all volunteer and it's fun.
That's great. Well, you got to give us more information about that.
Yeah, we should talk because we don't even know how to teach online. We still want to teach our girls, you know?
Yeah, we got to help you out with that.
Yeah.
Well, let's get our next guest up. I can't even imagine any vinyl DJ or pretty much any DJ that cares about just true mastery of the skill that doesn't know who this is. He's Invisible Scratch Pickles, Beat Junkies, Triple Threat DJs. He's an illustrious battle DJ. He's royalty in our world. And quite frankly, at last year's NAMM, I watched him do a 5 or 6 minute juggle routine of Krungbin, Maria Temblem, and it was like, it blew my mind. It was, I mean, he cut the record up so many different ways, and it was like one of my favorite songs too. And to watch him just completely work it over like that, it was like one of my most favorite memories of that NAMM last year, the last one,
NAMM
before the world ended.
Single tier.
God NAMM.
Where all of us probably got coronavirus at first, or at least exposed to it. Touching a bunch of DJ gear.
We got the NAMM flu when we got back.
No, remember what it's called? It's called NAMM hands.
Yeah,
you get NAMM hands. You dap up like 27 people within like 10 minutes. You're like, oh.
Yo, R.I.P. dapping, man, and I'm
R.I.P. dapping straight up.
I'm okay.
Everything, man.
R.I.P. rubbing your eyes.
No touching. No touching.
You do that? You rub your own eyes?
Let's bring him up. He is the one, the only DJ Shortkut.
What's good? What's good?
I gotta say, Shortkut, Reconstructed Elements, one of the best mixtapes of all time, man.
Oh, thank you, brother. Right on.
Definitely, man. I had that on cassette, and that was like a crazy listen for me back in the 90s. So.
Oh, thank you so much, man. That's that got bootlegged like crazy.
Oh, man. That just goes to show you how old we are.
Yeah, man. We all know, like, we're all such super fans of yours, man, and like all your contributions to hip hop culture, DJ culture.
Word up.
And we just really, really appreciate you being here.
Oh, word up. Thanks for having me, y'all.
You got a guilty pleasure song?
You know what gets overlooked about Shortkut is that he was a prodigy. He was killing it as a teen. Like, you're actually a prodigy, a child prodigy. So that's, we got to big you up on that. We got to remind people. Okay.
I know earlier you guys were talking about how long you guys have been DJing. I'm like, damn. I don't want to say how long I've been DJing.
I just fixed it for you.
Thank you. Well, Phil.
Needless to say, you've earned your stripes.
Word up.
So, guilty pleasure song. What you got for a Shortkut?
Oh man, you know what? I did a stream called "Love It or Hate It," and I put nothing but guilty pleasure songs for some people. So, man, which one you guys said it earlier that I don't really have a.
That's great. Love it or hate it. I like that.
Yeah, it was Double A was saying that earlier.
Oh yeah, Double A said it. Yeah. I agree. It's I at this point, like, you can't really discriminate whether it's whether you like it or you don't like it or don't like it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Good. But
So ABBA.
DJ Locke said Katy Perry. No, I don't like Katy Perry, baby.
Hey, what's up, Locke? Hey, you guys killed it in your DMC performance. I love that. You guys seem like
right on.
Thank having so much fun, and that's really like what has kept me doing this as long as I have. Especially competing. I think competing kind of wears off. I look at it like, like football or something. There's definitely a cap to how long you end up playing or how long you end up battling. But I did it for so long just because I kept it fun. I always tried to find the fun in it, and you guys were having fun.
Oh man.
Another thing I want to give flowers to Shortkut, man. It's like Art of Noise juggle, man.
Ooh. Oh damn!
Oh yeah, every time
that was classic.
I think that's one of the first videos I saw of you, and I was like, "Whoa! I didn't know this was possible."
Oh man, that's I think that's like the fun part about doing beat juggles is actually selecting what you want. You know what I mean? What song you're gonna flip?
Choosing the record. Yeah, what song you're gonna flip. Yep.
And that. I was gonna say, I'm sorry. I was gonna say that's exactly why last year at NAMM when you did the Maria Tambien, the Krungbin juggle, it's like such a dope song, and you just put the b-boy in it so hard that as a b-boy myself, it was just like, I mean, you catch those moments every once in a while. All of us I'm still always going to be a fan first of the culture of MCs, DJs, whatever it is, and when somebody just like grips you like that for a second, it's like it's something that you have to hold on to. It's a very special. I get emotional about it because it's like, those are the things that we have that can keep us from the insanity of this crazy world. And when someone can lift you out of that for a second and just put you in a place of pure joy, it's a gift. It really is.
I agree. I mean,
Short, were you juggling the 45? You have doubles of that?
Oh hell no! Man, I missed it
too.
On that one.
That's so funny.
I'm so fucking mad. I'm freaking mad.
I think I just saw Cosmo do doubles of that. I was like,
but he got it after market prices too, though. He got aftermarket prices too, but not what they are now. I'm so mad.
So that's $150 45 juggle.
Jeez.
Wow.
I'm kind of cool off that right now.
Yo, crazy to think of it that way.
We got to talk about that more.
Yeah, let's come back to that question. I want to hit that question later.
All right, y'all.
We got to let's bring in our final guest. This next DJ, he's another one like less for me. Like the first time I was on his stream, I was just completely blown away by the musicality, just the positivity in the stream. Is just like this is a person I want to ride with. I want to see what they're doing. I want to check for them. He resides with his wife and 2.5-year-old in San Francisco, California. He started collecting records and DJing in 1997 after a heavy influence from the 90s San Francisco rave scene. He currently plays an all-vinyl mix of jazz, funk, soul, reggae, and boogie. Ooh. He does have a day job in film and post-production and once even worked at George Lucas's Industrial Light and Magic. On February 12th, 10 days from now, Friday, he'll be part of the Vinyl World Cup. He's an incredible person. Wow. We're so glad that he's with us. Please give it up for DJ Sweet Tooth.
In fact, he's coming from the office right now.
Yeah.
Working so hard.
And he's always the best dressed DJ on Twitch. Every time.
Thanks for having me.
Boom.
It's great to be here. It's an honor. And I don't consider myself the last one. I consider myself the cleanup hitter here.
We always run them down in alphabetical order because at the first episode, we're like, how do we do this? Like, we don't want anybody to feel like they're getting, so we're like, alphabetical order is the easiest way to do it. And
the universe took care of it for us.
That's it. And what's your guilty pleasure song? As you're the one that, and
yeah. Oh, I was gonna say thank you for bending to my ask. Yeah. I've got a bunch. I mean, yeah, I agree. It's not a guilty pleasure if you like it. It's just something you like. But I do have a strong affinity for Rainbow Connection off the Muppet movie soundtrack.
Wow.
Yo, that's good.
Wow.
I have definitely played that at many events. I'm not going to front.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I love the Willie Nelson version too, I have to say.
And actually that whole album is pretty good, especially
love the
what's that other one about with Fozzie Bear?
Oh, Fozzie! Wow.
Fozzie and Moving Right Along. Moving Right Along.
Wow.
That's a great one.
Wow.
So there you go.
Great music.
Are you gonna try to pass that on to your child?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
She's got her own turntable already. So
awesome.
Oh, there we go.
Yo, look at this.
Yo, that's fire.
I already see where this episode is going. Flipout is a walking Discogs.
Well,
I got a feature now, right?
But shouts to all you parents, all you gay parents out there that are kind of putting your kids onto, the good stuff. 70s, 80s, 90s stuff.
And that's what's fun about about having young kids is they get enamored. I mean, I know Double A, you have a young kid. Sweet Tooth, you just said you have a young child. Les, you said you have a college student now, but I'm sure, right?
Yeah, he's in college, but it's great to have. Well, he's in Seattle now at University of Washington, but before he moved for college, it was so great to ask him to load my car with my gear. And also, oh my God, please BPM these records because I lost the stickers.
Nice.
That is a life hack if I've ever heard one.
But
oh, you're putting so many good ideas into my head for my 12-year-old daughter right now.
You're welcome.
Hey, this is so good. Get off of Roblox and go BPM those records over there.
That's what's missing with DJs
it's a great
nowadays,
exercise.
Man. That's the thing that's missing with DJs right now. We don't have record boys anymore.
Yeah.
What's a record boy? What's that?
Like your friend that you basically had carry your records for you.
Boy or girl, you know.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's
funky.
me and my husband and also my son. Those are my record boys, I guess.
Yeah. Those are the good old days when everybody would love to come hang out with you at the club and to get in to carry your records for you. And then it became like, yo, man, I just texted you. I know it's peak time, but let me in the front door.
Let me in anyway.
Get me in.
Ooh,
I used to get wrong shoes on, but you're the man.
Especially in DC, we have like, you know, clubs that are like, I don't know.
You're already in. Why'd you go?
You got to go up like four or five flights of stairs. So.
I used to give the homies one record, like 5 homies, 1 record each, and the bouncers would just be like,
"That's how y'all get in."
That's not how that works. We just like here. It was pretty funny. It was very flagrant. They'd be like, "I'm with him." 1 record.
And so let's we're gonna kind of jump into some quick like rapid fire questions where you can just answer like just a couple words and then we'll go to a little deeper conversation. But we'll start with Shortkut. Before the pandemic, were you taking vinyl out to any of your gigs, your in-person gigs, real life gigs?
Most likely it would probably have been a 45 night kind of thing. Yeah, not 12. I can't get on a plane with 12 inches anymore. Too many nightmares with that one.
Les, what about you?
Yeah, of course. I still brought records. So before the pandemic, I had a lot of gigs. So my DJ gigs are weddings and private events, and then just like my, you know, like Showtime and Slash Run, these tiny places, you know, that I love to DJ at. So, but I just when I do weddings, unless they pay extra, I just bring my controller now. I mean, you know, pre-pandemic, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I bring records because I am very I'm not that organized, and I haven't ripped a lot of this stuff, and a lot of my music actually you can't buy it online. So that's also one of the reasons why, because I'm just like, well, I could just spend a day, you know, getting ready for this gig, or I can just spend a day fiddling with my records. What do you prefer, you know, recording or fiddling?
Well, your son, I'm sure, has a computer. You can make him your your recording boy.
He's a junior now, so he's been out a couple of years. So it's just me. Yeah, I still brought records. I'm sorry.
He's out of the house now.
Yeah, he's out of the house. So yeah, I still bring records. I'm very, very stubborn.
Flipout, what about you?
Yeah, I had a weekly Wednesday night with my 45 mentor, guy I look up to, Vinyl Richie from Vancouver.
Shout out to Vinyl Richie. Yes. Yeah,
Scotty Arkwell. And we started a 45 night like 7, maybe 8 years ago. It was supposed to last for a summer. It's at a restaurant and at Bottleneck, we called it Flip Vinyl. So every Wednesday I would have a gig. And then every couple of weeks I had like a Motown night at another club called the Fox, and I just bring all 45. So I actually had quite a few. I sometimes have 3 45 gigs in a week. And also with the 3 style, Kenny Mack, kind of got me to open for some of the competitions doing 45s as like a culture thing. And then with Scratch Bastard's Barbecue, it's always all vinyl at the end of the Red Bull freestyle week, because it's been computer overload, and then it's that. And I play with Shortkut so many times, and so I had a lot of vinyl gigs, but only 45s. Only 45s.
Because you're not carrying those.
Saving your back, right?
Not carrying crates. I carry boxes, just not crates.
Yeah, and also 12 inches. If you get into 12 inches, there's like you gotta get everything on 12 inch, and then there's bootlegs, there's comps, there's all this stuff. But on 45s, it's like you can only get one or two songs, and it's just more fun. I think it's more fun.
I definitely feel like it's 45s in general. Is a lot heavier predication on it on the West Coast for sure than the East Coast. It seems like for whatever reason, I just feel like
the chat. What do people in the chat say?
So many of the DJs on the East Coast, it's like there's a handful of 45 guys, some of the classic OGs from New York for sure, but like I just feel like there's so much more appreciation and a broader just overall range of guys and girls that play 45s on that coast. I don't know if you guys just get more of them over there. Maybe it's I don't know how many come from Japan, and but it's
right.
The rare represses, but it just seems like I owned a record store for a lot of years, and almost everything we had a 45 section, but it was 10 less. You remember, you go and it was a very small section of 45s, more the avant-garde type stuff. But I'm thinking on it now. It's like, man, it's such a better way to carry records. That they're smaller. Yeah. It's certainly makes a lot of sense. Sweet Tooth.
And one like flight little like carry on. You can hold like 150, almost 200 records, and
that's a whole set.
That's a few sets. If you have an hour set, you're good.
Yeah. Sweet Tooth, how about you?
I did. I played primarily only vinyl sets. I did a few years of playing Serato at weddings or different gigs, but kind of just went back to playing records. I found it just was more fun to play records, and I play pretty much only vinyl now. And I think it's you're either organizing records and putting them in different bins and doing all that pre-prep, or you're doing it in a crate on Serato. So you're spending all that time doing all your prep either way. And I just find it's easier for me to flip through a bin of records and see what I want to play than scrolling through crates on Serato and reading a computer screen.
There's definitely something to be said for that, especially coming from the perspective of us with the Beat Refinery as a DJ school and DJ instructors. We're at this weird point in time where a lot of students have no concept of what it was like to have a tangible thing that you hold in your hand and then put the needle on that to play the record. Therefore, cueing everything for the one and just understanding, all right, well, when this gets to this point, I have to switch to the other record. Having that tangibility is something that's lost on a lot of the younger DJs. So I think that says a lot about everyone's choice to go out of their way to really know your music collection, handpick the stuff that you definitely want to present to the crowd, and then take that with you to the gigs when you have the option of going Serato, pre-world shutting down and outside being closed, all of that. So big ups to all of our guests on that one. I think this is really telling for the next generation of DJs coming up to hear that coming from each of you.
Yeah. And Double A, let's wrap it up with you real quick. Were you playing vinyl?
Yeah, I was doing vinyl stuff before this. I kind of like tricked people into letting me do it, basically. Like I was still sort of building up my collection. And I got to the point where I was like, I can do a whole night of this stuff now, for sure, no problem. And so there's a bar in Baltimore called Idle Hour. And turntables on the bar at the end of the bar, and I would play
on the bar. Yep.
And I could play anything, and it was so great. And then here in Charleston, I was doing like a little weekly thing, and then I was doing things in Detroit and across the river in Windsor. I would do monthly all 45 things. But it's funny, I started doing like all 45s, and people were like, yeah, whatever, like, it's not as cool as like the other stuff. So then I just stopped saying all 45s, and I would just show up with all 45s and just do that. And then people loved it, right? It was sort of weird that way. But yeah, I've been doing all vinyl stuff for a long time. I just got sick of playing Serato. It's like, I feel like I'm just like looking at the screen all the time. And I started my career playing drum and bass, and kind of like built a little sort of career I had for myself in that world is like being like good at mixing. That was my thing. Like, this guy's good at mixing. And then I was like, man, I feel like I'm starting to suck at mixing. And so I just started collecting. I was like, how can I play vinyl again and not spend $1 million? Oh, cool. Well, these records are all 99 cents. And then, fast forward to a year later, I'm like, oh, sure, $30 for a record. That sounds great, right?
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, it's not good. I'm in.
The gateway drug.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, and I just realized something. It's something that like bar owners, managers, and stuff like that. They actually could probably care less what medium you were using, as long as it was, as it was, a good night. So
unless they care, unless they care less, unless they care, unless they're like, yo, we want you to play. We want this night to be records. And that's what Mark Brand does at all his. Right. I don't know if you guys know Mark Brand, but
yeah,
man, he's like and even at the Flip Vinyl night that I was doing it was attached to the Commodore Ballroom, which is like one of the bigger live venues in Vancouver. It was like the restaurant, and the management wanted records. They're like, we want you to do this. We want people to just have something different here. So yeah, they could care less unless they actually care.
That was Chicken Whiskey in DC. Chuck basically he'll let you DJ there, but it's like only if you hit him up and it's like, hey, some guy wants to DJ there. He's like, does he know how to? He doesn't know how to use turntables. He's like, no, it's like not even a question. If he doesn't even know how to use the turntables, then like we don't want him. You can play Serato, but there's a wall of records behind you, so it was always fun to just pick a random record and then play it and then go from there, at least for me. So
yeah, 18th Street Lounge is like that too. And if you guys have ever seen Double A stream on Monday, his stream right before that, he has the green screen of what the club looked like, the DJ booth, and there's literally all the way up to the ceiling records behind you, and it's fun sometimes to just be like, let me just peer into here and see what's going on in here. And there's a lot of like Brazilian bossa nova and samba and like early True Thoughts records, like this whole section right here. Shout out to True Thoughts, and just like random labels like Down Tempo and Acid Jazz, like first Mark Farina vinyl in there, just all kinds of
there we go,
crazy stuff just like at your disposal right behind you in the DJ booth.
He doesn't know where the Band-Aids are at that house, but he knows where those records are.
How many times I was playing in that booth at ESL, and it's like right when you come in, right? And people be like, oh my God, they have vinyl, that's crazy. Like,
is that the gold room or something?
He's like, check it out, it's all records. And I'm there like playing Serato. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, there's no better humbling feeling than when somebody's like, oh, and then like, oh, he's using a laptop.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate that so much.
They don't care unless they care.
Yeah, I used to DJ this Asian American showcase called Sulu DC. And I always brought records, but then once in a while there would be a performer who's like, oh, can you play my music? So I'm like, oh, I guess I can bring Serato. And the one time that I would do that, whoever the performer is like, yeah, 2 turntables and a laptop. And I was like, like, really? Like, it's just, but it's just, man. I don't know. It's just, people are jerks. Not everyone, but people can be jerks. I can say jerks, right? The kids are that. Okay, thank you.
Gosh darn jerks. Can I ask a question to the other guys?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Have you guys ever encountered places where they're like, oh yeah, like you should come down and DJ here, but don't bring records?
Really?
Yeah, where they're like, yeah, no, don't bring 45s because they think it's gonna be like esoteric and weird. And I've had that happen a few times. And they're just like, yeah, no, just bring your laptop, man. I hate that. Anyway, I don't know. If that's
Not
right.
really. I've showed up at gigs where the decks are like completely thrashed because
Yeah.
nobody's touched them in
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
years and years.
prerequisite right there. Just
The
expect,
CDJs on top of the turntables.
expect everything to be thrashed.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Anybody else?
Nah, that's a first for me. I heard. Yeah, that sucks.
I think
Yeah, what a hater. Who are these people?
I don't want to DJ for them.
They're not in business anymore.
Yeah, let's put a blacklist out on their venues. What the hell?
Well, again, I think this is like a very East Coast thing. You're gonna see a lot of just pound for pound more appreciation, I think, on the West Coast for vinyl, for the music. We were talking about this in our pre-show earlier this afternoon. It's just like how different it is. Even when we go out to NAMM and there's like guys that you meet, they're like, nah, I don't do anything but scratch. Like I don't play parties. I don't mix records. I just scratch all day long.
Yo,
And-
shout
a bit of
Shout
DJing
out to all
or
my scratch
playing for years.
nerds. I knew where y'all were at, but then to see you guys like face like you guys are definitely all out in Cali, man. All the true scratch nerds definitely they all conjugate out in Cali for sure.
I don't know, man. Anywhere I go, it's always like, "Oh, are you gonna scratch?" And I'm like, "I'm playing a really like a guitar song, like a guitar pop song. No, I am not a turntablist. I have turntables."
Or somebody that goes, "Hey, they still make records?
They still make records.
Yes, great.
I hate that.
Mine's
That's
just opposite.
the
I'm just
most
like, I'm not
annoying.
getting paid enough to work that hard here tonight. Sorry. Like, yo, do routines, art. I'm like, nah. I'm vibing.
But to
Well, speaking-
piggyback on the first question, like now that like the pandemic happened and everybody's streaming on Twitch, man. Like, are you guys like strictly vinyl, or are you all like
Going back and forth.
going back and forth between Serato and like vinyl? Let's start with like Flipout.
I took it as okay. Here's I had a feeling you're going to ask this. What happened? Well, what happened was
What happened?
It's that you know it's about to get good.
a couple of years ago, maybe like 3 years ago. I really I went ham on. I haven't been collecting 45s since I started DJing. I collected records, and then Serato, and then like 20 years later, Serato came out, and then about 8 years ago, I started doing 45s. Shout out to Headspin, who first got me into it, and I feel like I got into the 45 game right before it just went. It went like really crazy, like because I got a lot of records that are now you can't get them. I got them right at that border, right? I got in there. Yeah, so I made a budget for myself, and I budgeted like $1,000 a month.
Spreadsheet. He had a whole
45.
spreadsheet.
And
awesome.
I did that loosely, but I was like, I haven't bought records in 10 years. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do, because when we were buying records and buying them for the radio, you'd spend like $300 a week on records. You buy like Air Force One's Nelly if you didn't get it in the pool because you needed it for your radio show. Right? So I'm like, yo, if I'm going to spend if I spent $30 on a Lethal Weapon record back in the day, then if like Big Daddy Kane Raw is $35 as a 45 and it's my favorite song of all time, I'm gonna buy it. Like I made my budget like this is important to me.
So Flipout, was that after you moved back into your parents' house?
So I did this budget and I went ham. So I collected. I was getting a lot of shit. Like I came up pretty quick because I was trying to catch up and I was trying to use everything that I knew. Like I had accumulated all this friggin' knowledge of music and retain this info, and like finally I can put it to like this 45 thing. So then a few years ago I was like, man, I have so many records and like I'll never get able like how I want to play all of them. So I'm like, and then Jazzy Jeff had a thing with the playlist retreat. I saw a clip of it before I got invited like way later, but I saw a clip of like the first or second one. It was like this thing called Die Empty that he got from a book where it's like like don't save any songs, like release all your creativity,
all your material.
And I'm like, okay, I like that feeling I like that idea of Die Empty. So I started doing this series called 777. I was going to play 7 records every 7 days on 7-inches, and I did it for like I did like 14 of them. Right, it was a good effort, but I was doing it to start to play as many records as I could, and then I got the night doing the Wednesdays, and I got to play like all the off the wall stuff. But then when COVID hit, it's like I love playing on Serato. Like, I'm a Serato beta guy. You know what I mean? Like, I love everything about it.
Yeah.
But I'm in my house. I can literally go to my drawers here, and I'm going to be broadcasting from in here. I don't have to carry anything. I'm just going to play my records here. Like, this is an amazing opportunity for me to be in my house with the things. Like, I'm usually in this room by myself going through my records for my sets. Before COVID hit, then it turned into this stage. Now this is my stage where I live. It's really, really remarkable. It's like the silver lining of Twitch DJing is that I don't have to leave my house. I can refer to anything within a grasp. So in essence, on Serato, when you're out, you can download a song, you can play anything. When I'm playing live on Twitch, if I think of a song on record, I can go because I have them pretty organized. So I'm like, it's amazing. I just have this amazing kind of like freedom, and I get to flex the records, and I get to die empty. You know what I mean? I don't like using the word die so much in one focus. Anyway, I get to really, I get to do that, and it gets appreciated in online, and it's amazing. Like IG Live was kind of disheartening because I don't think I think it was more like just like coming and going, but Twitch became like a destination, and I started spinning on Saturday nights now, which is the most populated Twitch night, just like every nightclub, you know what I mean? But I'm like, you know what? I'm the small room in the big club, you know what I mean? Like, Four Color Zach's playing, he's killing it. And if people want to take a break, maybe they'll come to my room and I'll be playing some 45s. Just like in real life, when I would play with Zach, and he'd be in the big room, and then I'll be in a small room or opening, like, you know what I mean? So
it's an
amazing thing.
Great way to look at
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
the listening room of the main stage.
Yeah. So there's room for everyone. So I love it. I love.
So everybody in the chat, man, if you're DJing, streaming on Twitch, and you got low numbers, man, just think of it like you're the small room right now for the main room guys. So that's a good way to think about it,
Yeah. Well, I think also it's really what's more important to you. Is it more important to have a big crowd and you're playing to them, or is it more important that on this platform you get to really express yourself and the people that watch you actually care about what you're playing and you're connecting with them? And to me that's way more important. If you're the type, like a lot of people, it's resonated over and over again on the streams of people say, I finally get to play stuff that I want to play. It's not like I'm playing at a club where I got to play to the crowd. And we're certainly seeing people, just loving that fact for themselves of being able to express their music. That should always be first and foremost,
Hey.
Can
I talk about why I started DJing on Twitch?
Please.
Yeah, just connect here to the question. So I started DJing on IG Live. There's this restaurant, ABC Pony, that chef Eric Brunner Yang owns. And he asked me if I wanted to, I think the weekend before the lockdown here in DC, the week before the lockdown in DC, we were like, oh, you have Filipino chefs there? Maybe I can bring my records there and I can just play Filipino music there. And he's like, oh yeah, let's make that happen. And then
amazing.
COVID happened and that never happened in person. But then he asked me, and I think to help me out too, he was just like, do you want to DJ on our account, like on IG, Filipino music? So that's how that started. And then my friend Christine, Julio Travel, shout out to my friend in real life, Christine.
IRL friends. Yeah.
Yes, IRL friends. Shortkut also knows Christine. She asked me if I could DJ on Twitch and just play my OPM records there. OPM is original Filipino music, and I have a plethora of OPM original and covers, but all Filipino. So that's how I started DJ on Twitch. That's every Sunday. But then I decided to do my Fridays, which is like open format and still all vinyl. But then I've been DJing since October, but I think I've DJed digitally twice. That was yesterday because I wanted to play late 80s to early 90s Filipino New Jack swing, dance, pop, and rap. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do digital. And I was so nervous. That's why like I don't like this mixer and it's all set up. I was like, everyone, forgive me if I mess up, but it was fine. It was fine. So yeah, I would still do digital, but only for special occasions. And the other time I did it was a tribute to DC. After those fascists came to our city, I was just like, you know what, I want to pay tribute to our city. So I played artists from DC and songs about DC.
Oh, that was awesome.
That's amazing. Yeah.
It was fun. I got to play Fugazi and
oh my god, I was gonna play Fugazi, Bad Brains.
Yeah, of course. I played all that stuff. Yeah. So did I answer the question?
Perfectly.
Okay, thank you.
Who else?
Yeah.
Shortkut.
I think the simple fact that we got to outline here, though, is that we are forced to be home, and the records are simply right there. If you didn't get rid of them, they're still with you. So they're almost like staring at you in the face, like, "Hey, remember me? Remember me?"
Remember that justification guys for blowing your budget for years? Here we go. It's time.
But yeah, Shortkut. How often do you go back and forth between like Serato and like real vinyl on Twitch?
Well, even before Twitch, I was streaming on Facebook Live.
Oh, nice.
And I used to do a show called Off the Shelves where I would just pick records off my shelves and play them. You know what I mean? Because after touring for and I would never announce it. I don't have a set time, but whenever I come off tour, I'd go home and I just go on just for me, just so I can go pick a record out. And after looking at my damn computer every gig, you know what I mean, just to be able to pull the record out and look at it and pull it, you know what I mean, lift the needle and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's just kind of like therapy for me after just looking at the screen for so long. Yeah, seriously. But but as far as Twitch, I do that same show Off the Shelves on Twitch. Just I kind of keep it vinyl, like either I do the 45 sessions with Plattern and Flip's been on there. I'll do it every once in a while. You know what I mean? Like at least once I do the 45 sessions every month. So at least that's one night I do vinyl every month. And then when I do Off the Shelves every other month or something like that. But yeah, it's just like you said, it's here at home. It's back here. It's staring at you.
Right there.
And I still buy records. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think, like I said, Twitch is such a blessing at this point now, where I can just pretty much do whatever I want. You know what I mean? As opposed to just getting booked out for the primetime set where I have to play a primetime kind of set. You know what I mean?
Right.
But now it's like I do. That's why I do something different every night, where I could do, a vinyl night, and then I'll go do a dance hall night with 45s, or I'll, what I mean? Like it's, it's. I think it's great that you could just do whatever you want now.
It seems like it's keeping it fun again for you. It's almost like an easy find. It's like, well,
Well, it's just as far as DJing, it just kept me back on my toes. You know what I mean? Like as far as just getting. Especially not doing different genres every night. It's like I have to. I want to be on top of all of that. Like whatever I'm playing, I just got to be on top of that every time. You know what I mean? So, but yeah,
I feel like I know the answer to this question already, but I'll ask it anyway. Before COVID and where the vinyl has become a little bit more, on the spotlight through Twitch. Did any of you guys ever considered selling your record collections or parting with parts of it, like dumping it off?
I did. I already did.
He said nope.
Okay, here we go. So AA, let us know.
No, but that was like a million years ago because I had like
AKA 2005.
Right. 2 of those giant IKEA shelves of just drum and bass. And it was with Oliver. Remember Ollie, right? Twist. And so he stopped DJing and he was like, well, I own half these records. What are we going to do? And I was like, let's just sell them, dude. I'm not playing this stuff anymore. It just gives me anxiety even listening to it. So like, So, but then when I got married and I moved to the Caribbean with my wife for her med school too, I'd been playing Serato for I don't know how many years, like 5 years. Like, when did Serato come out? 2006-ish.
2004 and 2005.
It's like, dude, I don't want to move around with these. My wife's like, what's this, right? Like, and so yeah, I got rid of all that stuff and didn't look back until I moved to Baltimore, and I was just like, this is, I feel like my relationship with my music is way messed up now, kind of like it just felt really like utilitarian, kind of like, is this going to help me play my gig at 18th Street Lounge or wherever I'm playing, right? You know what I mean? And so that's how I got back into doing it. But yeah, I sold all my D&B stuff. I definitely regret it though.
Yikes.
I regret it. Like,
Anxiety Jungle.
At the time, it made perfect sense, and especially as a shared collection. But I did like a history drum and bass stream like real early on Twitch, and I was like, man, I wish I had all these records again. So anyway,
Did you digitize them?
What's that?
Did you at least get to digitize your favorite ones, or?
Dude, I was so out of the drum and bass world. Like it was all I did for a decade. Like that was it. That's how I traveled around the world, the whole deal. Like there's this giant hole in my musical knowledge of like 90s hip hop that I just know from like my homies, like my friends listen. It was just like in the background, you know what I mean?
Wow.
And so like I get to rediscover all this stuff now, you know what I mean? But, like, yeah, I didn't want to, yeah. It's just all I listened
hip hop, 96 BPM?
Yeah.
Faster.
It was.
You mean 192?
Yeah. Now you're speaking my language.
Now, Sweet Tooth, how do you organize your records at home?
A couple of different ways. You know, all you guys know this. They end up in piles on the floor. But when you go to organize them, for me, I try to organize them by kind of two ways. One, by like genre. So it'll be like, you know, here's like all the soul records, or, you know, maybe within that some artists, or, you know, here's the dub reggae records. But then there's like the records that I think I'm going to beat match together, and those would be by tempo, you know, and everybody's got the Sharpie and the stickers and
party set stuff. Yeah.
Double A has got the, you know, amazing label maker, you know, so
that's all my wife, man. But yeah.
The immaculately kept everything.
Yeah, so kind of like by genre and then by BPM. So if there's, you know, yeah, it could be BPM from slower stuff to up-tempo house too. So everything in between.
Now, Les, how did you
over here and fix my? Can you film here? Sorry, Chris. What?
I was just going to ask you how did you have your son organize your records for you? What did you make him do?
Okay, he didn't actually organize them. So, for example, I have a gig. I remember this. I had a gig with the National Gallery of Art, and I was like, I really, really, really want to play this raw band song, "Clouds Across the Moon." Anyone remember Clouds? And so I was like, Anak, that's son or daughter. Anak, my child. Cover. Can you please help me find it? I cannot find it. So that's, yeah, he didn't help organize. He just helped find. And then I got home after, because I was going somewhere. And then when I got home, he was like, here you go, Nanay. And I was like, I love you. Kiss Nanay. You know, just very, yeah. Other than that, he just, he BPM sometimes when I need him to. Not often, because he'd rather hang out with other people his age than me, I guess.
Oh, Flipout, what's up? How are your records organized? You seem like you were saying earlier, you just think of one in your head and you go to it. So what's the method?
Unmute.
Sorry about that.
You're good.
So this is like a custom thing I got built.
It's not an underwear drawer.
No, it's not. It's the same dimensions though. Okay. So yeah, okay.
Let's see those drawers.
Okay, so
wait a minute.
You know what?
This is the podcast I signed up for.
I always do a segment actually I do a segment on my Twitch where I talk about digging in my drawers, which is okay. So there's that stuff over there. Okay, let's go over here. Come on, guys.
Let's go, guys.
Nice.
All right.
Take the door.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So this right here, this is 80s. This is New Jack Swing.
Oh wow.
This is like
Holy
R&B.
moly.
Okay. This is 70s rock, and this is 80s new wave and rock.
Whoa.
And then these two are hip hop, but up to 1999. So this is alphabetical. The hip hop is alphabetical. The other ones, these ones are also alphabetical. But then when we get into these drawers, these are original pressings of like soul and funk, and these are by BPM. And then this is a shortcut. This is all Jamaican rap bootlegs. This whole drawer.
I love them.
And then down here, up here is this is James Brown, and that's by year. And then James Brown I have by year, because like in my mind I'm like, bro, 68. That's like Papa Got a Brand New Bag, and then like in the 70s. It's kind of nerdy. And then here I have Motown, Meters, Kool and the Gang, Sly and the Family Stone, and then I have another, and that's just here. And then on the other side of the room, there's disco by BPM. There's 80s boogie and 80s R&B by BPM. There's house, 80s house up to 90s house BPM, and then 2000 and up house by BPM. And then I have like covers, reissues, and those are just kind of random. Then there's like, I have a Dilla crate, I have a Large Professor kind of stack, I have a Pete Rock stack, and then there's like international stuff, and like, but it's mostly alphabetical, except for the soul and funk is BPM. And if there's multiple copies of like a big group, like I was saying, Sly and the Family Stone, I'll put them in one group. I did that recently though, because I'm like, I can't go through all these records just to find where the Sly ones are. I want to get them. So there you go. Long story long.
No, that's great.
Man,
Nice.
Flipout,
That's impressive.
You're
Like
making
that.
me hate myself right now. You are making me hate myself. It's a wall of records in front of me and on the side of me, and all the 45s. It's all a mess. Come on.
But you don't see this though. You guys don't see the shit on the floor. Like
Yeah, we do.
there's
Now we do.
like,
Oh yeah, look at that.
look, it's gross.
Oh no, there's a mouse. I'm just kidding.
There's a dog.
Oh,
Dylan, Guard Dog, Studio Dogs, man. Everyone's got one.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you guys, all you hoarder collectors. So I have this giant fear that like there's gonna be a fire in my house and I'm gonna lose all the records. Right? What? Knock on wood.
Thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I know.
Everybody check your fire extinguishers and smoke alarms.
Right
it is
here,
the first of the month.
Check their insurance first of all, man.
In an emergency, what records would you grab to save?
Oh, yo, actually, this is very good. Oh man,
Wow.
I've got that sticker.
nice. I know mine off top. Mine would be Lonnie Liston Smith Expansions, because that is the record that basically got me falling in love with b-boy culture. It was the first record I heard walking into a b-boy session, and that led me to my career as a DJ. So that's the one for me. It's not like a rare groove, but that's the one that I would absolutely reach for.
Who's next?
Me personally, I just grabbed my whole Ultimate Breaks and Beats collection. Because I can still DJ a party off that.
You can still rock.
I've always said it, and one Scratchy Seal record.
And a scratchy seal. Yeah, just to get those cuts in. Wow.
Yep.
That's the best answer, actually.
Yeah. I feel like maybe it's sacrilegious. So my green screen thing is covering my records. So I think I made a comment about that. Yeah, I'm that guy. But I actually have like a corner section. I didn't think about it too much, but I know like if I have an attachment to it, I put it in this one little nook. And I think without thinking too hard, I would probably just grab what's in the Nook, and then hopefully I find the treasures after.
Let the insurance take care of the rest.
Yeah. I got some pretty interesting things that I found throughout the time. Some of them, like I got this one record that actually has nothing on it. The label says "What I Know About Women."
Yo, that's such a troll.
I promise you, dude. It's like a 10-inch. It says "What I Know About Women." I'm like, oh, I bought that thing. I put it on, and it's empty. It's just empty grooves, bro. I was just like, oh, that's pretty interesting. Like, I gotta have this. Like, it's just you're never gonna find anything like that. You know?
Oh man.
I didn't.
Someone's a genius for that.
Yeah, dude. It was literally. It's like from the 70s. Hilarious.
Platinum selling.
Yeah.
Would have been good if it was a 3-inch record.
Even
I have
better.
a 3-inch record. I have a 3-inch record. Wait, I'll be taking this. These are all my Filipino crates, and these are all the
Nice.
Filipino records are all here. So I'm bringing all these, and I guess maybe the Japanese and the Taiwans too.
They're accessible and they're ready to go. I like that.
Ready to go. Well, that's I've organized those at least.
Yeah. I told myself next time I go back to visit family, well, the pandemic ruined that. I would have gone back already. My family's from Thailand. I have roots in Thailand. I'm definitely. I mean, like recently, every time I go out there, I just go to work. But like, I keep asking these guys, like, hey, I want to go digging. Like, can you guys take me to some good record stores? And I met this one dude last time. He was like, yeah, next time you're out here for a little bit, like, just let me know. But
I can hook you up, ass one. I can tell you because I was there twice in 2019 just to go digging.
Just to go digging.
Okay.
Oh,
Awesome. Were you
Okay,
in
I
like
went to the beach
Central,
for a few days.
Bangkok?
I'm sorry?
Were you
That's
is
what's
it
up.
Central or Northern, Southern?
So I went to Chiang Mai, but also I was in Bangkok.
I have family both. I visit Bangkok, and then I always end up in Chiang Mai because my family lives up north as well.
Oh yeah, there's
family.
there's one big record store in Chiang Mai. I brought my own record player, of course, and I was there for many hours with my homie Mr. Enriquez. We went digging.
Yeah, it's gonna be incredible.
Zugwangma. That's my spot.
I didn't go there because it's expensive. But Red Eye told me about it. Red Eye and Astrid.
Okay. And Astrid, yeah.
Before I went to Thailand, they were like, "Oh, you should go here." I was like, "Okay, let me see how much money I can spend first in the cheaper spots." But otherwise, it's so good. Like they have a lot of good stock.
That place, like $500. My first trip to that store was $500, like that quick.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying.
So much.
I didn't want to go.
Dope psychedelic, like Thai rock. You know what I mean? Like, crazy.
Well, speaking of digging, have you guys found yourself like digging for more records during the pandemic? Like, are you guys just, especially like now some of you guys are really like streaming on Twitch with real vinyl. Have you found yourself like being at the record store if they're open or
scheduling time to go?
I live in West Virginia, dude, so no.
but I will say, AA. There was one day where you were like, "Hey, man, I don't know if I can meet up with you tomorrow because I think I'm gonna go to like Ohio or something for."
Yeah, Columbus, Ohio. There's 4 really good spots there in Columbus, so it's a 2.5-hour drive to get out there, and then obviously 2.5 hours to get home. I'm not trying to do that a lot. I want to go to Dayton. Dayton is definitely where I want to go because that's the birthplace of funk, right? So
yeah, man.
Quarantine has made me actually dig less because I have less money, and also put stuff up for sale on my Discog. So it's actually done the opposite. Like I'm,
come on, Phil.
Wow. So, but I'm still out. I still got my, my wish list. My eBay wish list is a couple hundred titles. My every day the Discogs email wish list comes in with 100 titles. I'm still looking for stuff. I'm still buying brand new releases. Get the Juno everyday newsletter. Like it's a real thing. Like every day looking for stuff, but no, like it's made me want to play more of what I have, and I never get to play. Right? It's done the opposite.
That's good.
I'm like I overdid it. Like let's play some records.
Well, I still do. And I feel kind of guilty about it because I rarely go outside of the house. But, you know, with a theme like OPM Sundays, I just I gotta and because mainly it's just records, except for the special edition yesterday, and also actually a couple of weeks ago. It was so sweet. There's an artist, there's a band in DC, but they're from the Philippines, and they sent me an original version of the song that they wrote, you know. So I played that like one tune off of my iPad. But otherwise, yeah, I still dig. I went to Joe's last week.
Shout out to Joe's.
Yeah,
Shout out to Joe's Paradise.
Long time in the game.
Yeah. So, but just really quickly, and I wear a double mask, and you know, but I'm like super guilty when I do it. Yeah.
You're helping keep a place in business, though. You're doing a great service.
Right, but also doing service by playing the music for the people on Sundays, right?
I would say that proves the DJs are essential right there.
Yes.
Otherwise, I don't go anywhere. I just go to grocery and yeah, I would go to a record store like very briefly.
And Sweet Tooth, I know you're still collecting records. You played that it was like a stream not too long ago, and I was so jealous that you had that East Coast Love Affair on vinyl.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, oh, it's such a good song, and he whips it out on vinyl. It's just like, oh man, it's so dope.
That's probably my favorite track, new song of last year.
Yeah, it's up there for me too. It's up there for me too.
I would say I don't dig as much, just because I don't go out, you know, in public. But I've probably purchased more records online, definitely, than I have in the past. Especially because I'm watching all these other DJs, you know, play tracks, and I'm like, wait, what is that? Oh, okay, let me go look that up, and I'll add that to the cart, and then it'll sit in my Juno cart for a while, or you know, maybe purchase it on Discogs or think about it and then come back to it later. So I've definitely branched out and bought a lot more online than I have in the past.
All right, a couple quick hitters. We'll just do it by raising hands. Anybody actually digitizing records a lot during the pandemic? I know I have been.
I was earlier, but not more.
And if you do digitize, are you a MP3 or a uncompressed like AIF or .wave file?
Uncompressed.
Uncompressed.
He's an uncompressed guy.
Do you guys use Serato? Serato just to record, or you use a different thing?
I just use Serato.
What's everybody
I don't do it much anymore anyway.
Ableton.
Yeah, me too. Ableton.
I use Ableton. Serato works for sure, but Ableton, you can clean up things a little bit, you know.
That why?
On the render if you want.
What about needles? Using like needles for ripping.
Oh yeah. Let's wait. Wasn't that one of our what's it called questions?
Yeah. What's your needles of choice?
Needle choice.
Needle choice, guys.
Sure.
N447.
Are you sure? Are you Ortophon? Are you other?
N447s.
Sure. Ah, she likes.
Yeah, I'm with Les.
Yeah, I'm 44.7 too, except I use the darker gray ones, the 44 G's.
Yeah. Yeah.
I found a bunch of them and bought like 8 of them, I think, or something like that. And so I'm still good so far. I tried those Gico ones at the beginning and they sucked.
Really?
Oh,
mine were awful.
I have weird, you know, I guess the pair I got, one is better than the other, so it's like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I heard they're better now. This was like a while back, so I don't know. I'm like by no means the last word on that, but I just had it back.
Hey, short. Don't you use the those new Ortophon vinyls? How do you like those?
I got them. They're dope. But I've been using the Teruyas a lot lately.
Oh, this is first I've heard that name. Can you tell us about that?
What's those about? Oh, snap.
Interesting.
Oh.
Those are, yeah.
Is that what you have two Flipout
joints?
Yeah, I got the white. These are like the 45 only ones. That's what Abe-san.
Oh, wow.
Abe-san got,
Hey,
yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I
the white
remember
ones?
seeing
Okay.
those.
And they're louder. They're definitely louder.
Yeah.
But they skip, man. Like he did this whole presentation in front of me. He's like, they don't skip, and I'm like, motherfucker, they fucking skip.
Put a quarter on it.
I mean, how is it not going to skip? Like,
Yeah.
it's,
Right.
Wait, isn't
I
it
don't know.
expensive?
Yeah.
Concords are expensive. I mean,
Damn near $300 each or some shit.
yeah. Yep.
I was
They're
there,
not cheap.
and this is not a humble brag, but I was there with Jazzy Jeff, and I got a little bit of a discount because I was there with Jeff.
Discounts are great.
That's always
I
nice.
love discounts.
Yeah,
I've always been really scared of Concord style needles, and I would always tell people not to buy them because if the connection goes on them, then it's pretty much trash.
It's
Where
game over. Yeah.
At least with the head shell, if you start having
Oh
problems
yeah, right.
with the connection to head shell, you just flip them out. And you
I
can-
know, man, but my backup Stantons are still alive with the
Wow. Damn.
And I went online, I went on eBay because I was like, you know what? These are fine. I went on eBay and now they're expensive. I was like, really? That was like $70 for a pair plus extra needles at Guitar Center when I bought it.
Do you have a penny taped on the cartridge?
No, I don't. I do not.
Oh, that's the
I
old school.
always
That's the
bring a
500s,
cleaner.
man.
I always bring a cleaner.
I gotta be honest. I probably haven't bought needles in over 10 years.
Whoa.
No, I compete a lot. So like, just those are like prizes.
Oh, the prizes.
You
Okay,
know,
consolation
you
prize.
needles, speakers.
Speaking-
Like, sure,
speaking of
record
humble
band,
brag,
Hoarding. He's got a little section storage of full of like cartridges.
As
You
one,
want
do you
some-
have,
you
as
get
one,
prizes?
do you have a pair of the gold ones, the gold 44.7s?
No, I don't. I do
I
have
do.
the Qbert. I have the gold Qbert Concords. Like those are they came in these special boxes. I think there's like 500 made, and they even have numbers on them.
Oh wow.
I
Yeah, I
have
won
those,
those from some battle too.
I have those gold Techniques head shells that are incredibly heavy, and you can really tell the difference on them. That the weight is like double a normal head shell. Gonna put.
Ready to etch on your record.
Everybody's
Stun on.
It kills me. It kills me that you used to be able to buy Shores.
Shout
in
out
a
to Bill.
strip.
Shout out to Bill. Sure. Everybody knows Bill.
I actually bought new leads, wire leads for these. So these are brand new Shure OEM needles, but the wire leads are copper, and they're like,
look at that.
Yeah, they're like $10 to $15 on eBay, and they have the rubber coating on them, and yeah, these are performance only. I would only bring. I've only used these like 3 times. I use my jacked ones at the house. Even like these are just sitting fresh, man.
I used to have a guy that would. There it is.
flexing right now.
There it is.
Oh man. Ooh. Everybody else sit down. The king is here.
No.
In here.
I just don't use them.
I'm
anymore.
blind.
They're mad heavy, that's for sure.
Oh
Yeah,
my
they are.
god, I can imagine.
Yeah, they're so
Those are
heavy.
so nice.
Oh,
See, so listen, while we're talking about all of our slight flexes on cost of needles and preference on styli and all that, I want to get back into something that Les brought into the conversation with digging stories, but I want to see if anybody is willing to share the let's do it like this. Let's do it rapid fire. Can we do a show of hands if you've spent more than a certain amount on a record, and then whoever's got the most pricey record, let's hear the story behind it. We down with that?
All right.
No.
So let's keep it low and start it off at $50. Have you spent more than $50 on a record? Hands up.
yeah.
Keep them up. All right.
Like this
How
week.
about $100?
Yeah.
Still almost everybody. 150. Losing them a little bit.
I'm over 50. You lost me at the 100 though.
175.
Yo, this is like at a wedding.
Yeah, man.
What's it called? Dance? The
the anniversary dance.
anniversary
200.
dance.
200. Let's keep it going. Rapid fire. 200.
All right, I think you're gonna have to go to like 400.
All right, let's just jump right there. 400. 400 and up.
See.
I gotta double check. I gotta double check.
All right, here we go.
All right,
Let's go with a G.
Yo, shit just got real.
All right.
Yeah.
Shortkut and Flipout. What are we at price wise? Most expensive record.
I have to double check. Short, go ahead. I
think I'm at 400.
400.
Yeah.
For like one.
What is it?
Slab of vinyl.
Yeah. What was it? What's the story behind finding it?
I can't say.
Damn. Such a big setup, and I dropped it like that.
I'll say why. I don't want to say because I would hate for one of you guys. Oh man, I got that for like $10.
$10.
I don't want to get mad.
Yo.
I mean, that's
hold on. I want to find the.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, me? No, I'm not saying that.
No, I want to say something, and I guess Flip, you could probably attest to this. Like
I'm like crying.
back in when I used to, well, at least for me, when I used to tour in Japan in the early '90s, that was like the blend of records. You know what I mean? Like they pretty much all our surplus, they brought it over there. So stuff that I needed like a double of or whatever. I mean, stuff that you probably find now in the dollar bins. It was $50, $100 over there.
Over there.
And if you wanted just for that one sample, or for I was really into original samples back then too, especially, and like the way they do their thing is like they'll do a little, what I'm talking about, they'll do a little write up and like sampled by so and so.
Oh yeah,
the little description on the sticker, right?
Yeah, I hate that. I'm like, and then
because then it creates a bubble and it inflates the price right there, and all it takes is a sticker.
But that's the thing, is like, now I found, I bought it for so much back then, and now I found it like, man, I remember seeing something I paid for like $75, and I saw it at a dollar bin.
Wow.
Like 2 years later.
That's so crushing.
Do you buy the dollar version though as well? Do you leave it or do you buy the dollar version?
I just buy I buy the one, the dollar bin one too. Just,
you got to
kind of even up
as well.
I make you feel like, okay, I didn't pay $75 for it, but I paid $35 for each.
Yeah.
George, are you talking about Disc Union and their tiny write-ups in the records when you buy in Japan? Is that what you're talking about?
Exactly. Like they
love those.
They have like two little sentences that will show as sampled by.
Yeah.
But but Short, you're saying you bought records for more than you would find them later? I find it's the opposite. I find it's
I bought something I bought in Japan for $40, but then 10 years later I'll see it in a dollar bin. Something like that.
Oh, wow.
That hurts.
Oh man.
Ouch.
Yeah, that hurts.
Dollar bin one. I buy the dollar bin just so I could be like, I got it for, instead of paying for 40, I bought 20 and 20.
Yeah, but like,
that's when you end up with multiple copies of the same record too.
Exactly.
You're like,
yep. And we have just invented a new way to call time is money. You didn't have it at the time, and you needed to spend the money to have the record.
So it goes.
And it's a new way to express time is money.
No doubt.
That's definitely the thing that I have truly appreciated about watching so many of the vinyl DJs, when it's like, it's just a joy when someone actually has the vinyl pressing of it. It's the nerd in a lot of us growing up collecting records. It's just like, it's cool to see anybody play a cover. I love collecting covers, but when I see somebody play, like I think earlier AA, I think you played like Bacal Steel and Rhythm Band, like their version of PIMP on 45, and I was just like, man, that's just so dope. Like when DJs go a little extra to actually, and quite frankly, you're getting more support to the artist when you're buying the vinyl, because they're getting a lot more than what you found on somebody else trading it to you on an MP3 or whatever. It's like they're actually, that's the vinyl still stands as like the ultimate respect of the music. I don't think
the funny thing about that PIMP record is that I've seen it played a bunch of times where people think it's the original sample.
Yeah.
They're like, no, it's not the sample. They're like, no, man,
No,
that's
the cover.
the cover of the song that sampled it.
Yeah.
No. But it's kind of funny, like people like that you would think would know. They're like, yo, that's the sample. And it's because you're playing the 45, they automatically assume you're like,
right,
just putting them on. Like, it's a great record.
Yeah.
You guys want to see my record I spent a lot of money on?
Yeah.
Bring it.
I forget how much I paid, but it's recent and it was a big deal.
Is the Muppet movie one?
Better be
No,
weird.
it's not. This one.
Big deal.
Oh, nice.
Kimiko Kasai.
Yeah.
Wow.
Super.
Can you tell us about that one?
It's a class, like I think it's from I think Bobito and Spinna had it on their series of covers. Stevie wrote it.
Oh.
So it's Herbie Hancock and and her Kimiko Kasai. Wow. And it's hard to find. Right. So somebody told me somebody had one for sale, and then I
had to jump on it.
Went and bought it. Also have this one.
Got a little shine on there. Oh. There we go. Oh, yo.
Yeah. Wow.
Yo.
Wow. And it's too much.
Sergio Mendes Superstition. God.
Damn.
And these are both Japanese. Yeah, Japanese pressing. So those are kind of grails. But I paid this one.
How much is how much?
This one, I think.
Ballpark.
I think.
Ballparked.
I could find out exactly. I'll get back to you. This one I traded. I think. No, where did I get this? I got this one from my friend Sean Lala. I traded him some funny shit. I can't even say what it was because it's. I think I traded him like Mojo Lady 7-inch, which is hard to get, and also I traded
for that.
Yeah, and I think I traded him Zoo, Miss Jackson, 45, which nobody has. Remember Short? I played it in in Taipei.
That. Yeah, that's right.
And like. First, I got it so cheap, but then it's like very sought after. So I'm like, okay, I need the Grail, And shout out, and this one here, I want to give a shout out to DJ Lacey, Breaks DJ, who passed away, R.I.P. Lacey. But like, he had this on one of his b-boy tapes, Superstition, and he's the one that kind of put it out there. That's where I heard it first. But I know that Bobito and Spinna also had it on their thing. So yeah, that's like the crazy world. I'll go and listen to mixes. And I'll try to find them on 45, and especially Stevie 45s. It's like an obsession. It's an obsession.
Speaking of like holy grails, you touched on that a little bit. Like, what's everybody's like holy grail that you still don't have a copy of, or?
Oh, that could go on for a long time.
Oh man, Double A, what you got?
I'm just trying to get my hands on the Sesomato record at a reasonable price, but it's like $225 or $250. It's just stupid.
You can get it for under 100. You got to look. You can get it for under 100. I just got mine for under 100. Yeah.
On eBay.
I think so. You can do it, man. You can do it every day. You got to be on the grind.
You got to be on a daily.
Double A. What did you say you were looking for?
The Sesomato on 45.
Oh.
I was going to say, if there's anybody who's going to be able to connect those dots, you might be in the right room right now.
Yeah, I got 2 of those, actually.
Yeah.
You're there. Get your Google alert on.
So I looked it up on my in my purchases, and this was $225 American.
Damn.
That's 900 Canadian.
And that's I don't want to say that I paid that much. I want to say that I found it for $10. You know what I mean? So it's not a cool thing that I just said. Right, you know what I mean? Like, it's not cool. Like, I wish I was like, yo, I got this for $1 in the bin. The guy didn't even know it was worth this much in the store. You know what I mean? You want to find it.
People who don't dig records are coming in here going, these people have an addiction.
Yeah.
I think that guy has an addiction.
Duh.
Yeah, duh. And that's why we're here to celebrate that addiction, guys.
My clothes have holes. My clothes have holes. I wear hand-me-downs and I buy records. I have like 4 pairs of shoes. That's it. What I buy are records. I don't even get haircuts. Look at this.
Wow.
I'm wearing 3 clothes right now.
Sadira, ESL. She cut my hair last time. Sadira, ESL.
Yes, Sadira, that's my girl.
Shout out.
Shouts.
Also, while we're on digging and that story you just said, Flipout, shout out to Harry Hodder, local DC digging legend, who I think that was
Illest.
for a while was probably, if on his taxes, he might have had to put Record Flipper on his taxes, because he would literally go to like Salvation Army and find records for 25 cents and flip them for $700 because it's a rare DC Northern Soul record that only had 50 copies, and somebody
Oh
went,
my goodness.
and just
I think
like
Harry's the one that made me realize where you could take digging for records and actually profit off of it and like pay bills from it. So respect to Harry, big respect.
Yeah, and like just to even, and this is pre-internet, who sampled all this stuff, to be able to go into your own brain and be like looking through a dollar bin or a quarter bin in a Salvation Army and go, oh shit, like, and like you looking around like
to see who else knows.
I basically just found $500 in this bin. That's the mindset,
Pulling records out of your aunt's closet back in the days before.
They got wise in Baltimore.
Make a profit off it.
So who else has some? Who else has a holy grail that they're looking for?
Or even not just holy grail, but like like a record that you've rediscovered in your own collection that you have started playing a lot on your stream.
Ooh, that's good.
Okay, just quickly, I'm not gonna answer that last question because I always discover stuff. But Holy Grail, I'm not gonna tell y'all because y'all gonna be looking for it. Is this what this is for?
Boom! That's how you do that.
This is an education show, Les.
The sharks are swimming.
Okay, so the like expensive shit. Bong Peñera, a samba song. This goes, I think, maybe $500 to $1,000 right now. Hold on. Take off my sticker.
Wait, which record
It is double sleeved. Is that better?
Wow.
Is that better?
Yeah, no, that's clean.
Yes, Bong Peñera,
Wow.
a samba song. He is he wrote the whole album. He sung, he played a lot of the instruments. He's like our Sergio Mendez, the Filipino one.
Mm-hmm.
So I am looking for the rest of his discography because that's the way I collect. I collect discographies of artists and labels that I love. So I know I'm horrible. When I'm talking right now, I'm like, I'm horrible.
You're among friends.
Yeah, you see us
Amazing.
all, we're all shaking our head like, yes.
I get it. I get
Yes,
it.
Yeah, so Bong Peñera. Yeah.
This becomes like an addict's circle of roundtable discussion at some point.
And this is
It's
a
a
7-inch
safe
for $1,000 too, but I didn't pay $1,000 for it. I could sell it for $1,000, but I will not. It's Harrison.
that?
It's Harrison. It's an indie. Japanese call it neo acoustic, but it's just guitar pop. I have a lot of those. I have a lot of things I could sell for a lot of money. I guess if I need tuition money, I could, but I'd rather do other stuff. Yeah.
Shortkut, what about you, brother?
Oh man, that's a needle. That's a needle in a haystack, man. I can't even put my finger on one record, to be honest with you.
Well, what have you rediscovered, like in your own collection during this whole time? That
maybe a genre even.
Not really. Just because when I do 45 gigs, or if I get booked out to do 45 gigs, I'll always put like at least 1 inch or 2 inches of each kind of genre. So it's like there's not really like a certain genre.
Wow, he just broke it down into inches. Records. Records are broken into how many inches they take up.
If he can't grip it, it's too many.
Whatever.
He's like, I got too many disco records. I gotta pull my.
Wow.
Right.
The thickness, yeah.
Wow.
That's the hip hop. I mean, so that's like a little bit of hip hop, house, reggae, of course, reggae. I got a couple of, I got a little section of dub plates.
The dubs, of course.
Yeah.
That's enough to get it going, though, for sure.
Yeah.
Ooh, this one's a good. This one's a good question right here from Sam Tweaks, man. Anyone have a dub record they have never ever played, like unopened or
That's just sneakers for me, but
Shortkut does.
Oh, I do.
what is it?
For me, it's mostly Filipino OPM records that I just never can open.
I saw you. I was like, open it.
Yeah, I have a VST, like the orange one. I have that. Never opened. I have a Blackbuster with the shack up cover. I have doubles, but I have one that it's still sealed. I can't come into terms with opening it.
This is what he's talking about.
Yeah, that right there that's our Earth, Wind, and Fire right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
That group, like so many dope souls. Like that's our soul.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Yep. I got that one too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you could, if you're looking for OPM breaks or just soul and disco, like that's the group to go.
That's the starting point.
I mean, in my opinion, Les could probably. She's more deep into it, but like for me,
actually, they just reissued Shortkut. They just reissued VST, the first album, VST 1. They just reissued it.
Don't tell me that.
I'm sorry.
Don't tell me that. I'm about to go on right now.
Fingers.
What is it? Damn.
I'll whisper you.
Yeah, please. Damn.
Yeah, they just reissued it, but the Blackbuster with the disco duck.
Yeah, with the disco duck. Yeah, with the shack up cover. Damn. But yeah, those are
This one.
Like I said, yeah, that one. I can't open mine. I can't do doubles with it because I don't want to open the other one.
Wow.
So if someone wants to give Shortkut a Christmas present, you just found out what it is.
That's your way in.
Sent by unanimous. Like just some random loved you on the Refinery Twitch.
Here you go. I got
unanimous.
I got a great idea for all you guys. You should put like a link to all your favorite records that you need on your Twitch page so people can like. Oh, instead of like an Amazon Prime, like
instead of like
there it is. Drop your Discogs wish list.
Discog wish list, son. Oh shit.
No way. I don't want people to know what I'm looking for. I saw a note by Sam Tweaks, which asked in the chats. Hi Sam. He was asking if we have our lists on private. And I have been updating my list, but I will never log any Filipino records there right now. Or I have never done it because right now people are kind of what is a word to call people that are feeling desperate because they need money, and that's how they've been pricing Filipino records. It's insane. Yeah. And I've actually asked the seller to block me. I asked, please block me. It's this. I know this is weird. And then eventually he's like, oh, I'm really flattered. What is it that you like in my collection that he's asking what I like in his collection, and I said, I'm not going to tell you, but also you are exploiting this, I went off on him and then I blocked him. But on Discogs, you can't block sellers. And it's really frustrating to get like a want list of like 70 something and it comes from the same guy who sells the records for $300 to $1,500.
No.
Yeah, that's something that we've been trying to get Discogs to do is a filter on sellers. Because what they'll do is that they'll make a small adjustment to what they're selling and it'll show up, it'll go to the front of the line of the want list every time. They'll be like, it'll look like they just posted it for the first time again. It's like refresh on a raid. Right. So they do something and so you just get your want list gets flooded by these a-holes who have this inflated price of a record you're looking for. You're like, I'm never going to buy it for that much. Yet it comes up every day in my want list email.
Yeah. And it doesn't even make sense. Like one record, okay, let's just say Silvia La Torre record. It's $20, right? And then someone from the Philippines posted it for $200 something. It's like, are you even looking at the median? And who are you trying to sell to? Really? Yeah. And like, to be honest, it's for me, I'm not just trying to hide this music. I'm trying to play it for our people and for other people to hear it. It's I'm not asking for a discount. Just don't be insane,
I mean, man, folks are just trying to come up right now. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And for them, the price gougers are just crazy. Like, you think of COVID priced toilet paper,
COVID price records.
Wow.
But we got Tabo Shortkut. We got Tabo. That's a bag used to wash yourself. Right? So you don't need no toilet paper.
Well, that's all up your noise in the Tabo.
Shout out to Tabo.
Can't write this stuff, guys. Can't write this stuff.
All the MF Doom records. That's another great example of what you know.
Man.
Just the
people under the stairs
sickness.
right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Right. Rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, man. This
Is this like a venting session? Like annoyed.
I mean, but
Records Anonymous.
Yeah, I mean, aren't vinyl DJs typically a little bit curmudgeons anyway? When it comes to, I mean,
bidet game.
Sweet Tooth, did you hit us with a hidden gem or the one you can't find?
Oh God, you know, I'm brain freezing. Like when you walk into a record store, like right before you get inside, you're like, I want all this stuff, and then you get in and you go completely blank.
Yes.
I'm getting that right now.
Choices hitting you.
Yeah, I would say. But the second question, I think what
genre you rediscovered?
that I've rediscovered was like probably like I played a country and western set.
Oh wow!
A few weeks ago, and I kind of got back into that, like some old like 50s country and western. That was pretty fun. And then one other thing that popped into my head that I rediscovered was an album, the Stereolab Dots and Loops album, that I hadn't played for probably 15 years. I was like, oh my God, that's a really good one.
I love them. I love them so much. I think I have almost all their albums.
Oh wow.
Dope.
Want to see that? I'm just kidding.
Here's a question. Here's another follow-up question for that, Sweet Tooth. Talking about country western, I can't imagine presenting that on the equipment that you're using to present your music. You've got a very interesting rotary mixer. So can you tell us a little bit about your setup? Because I was peeping you on the live stream, or I think it was a replay earlier today, and I was just like, what is this? Can you walk us through what your setup is?
It's pretty straightforward. You know, I don't even have Serato set up anymore. And I had
out of this.
Come again?
No, sorry. Go ahead. I was saying in the background. Can someone find the screenshot of this and pull it up?
Oh yeah. So I had a TT56 for a long time, but I just moved to a Bozak AP2, which is a 2-channel rotary mixer.
Ooh.
2-channel.
And you know, it's
Get the Bozak.
It's pretty great. And I'm not, you know, I was never really a scratch DJ. You know, maybe I should have gone to Beat Refinery's DJ school or something to improve my skills, but. You know, I was never really a big scratch DJ, so you know, moving over to a straight rotary mixer was fine. I was a blender, you know, it came out of the house DJ scene. So, you know, it was fine for me. You know, and then I've got just you know, an old Pioneer EFX 500 for effects on top of that.
Nice.
That thing is grossly underappreciated.
Yeah.
Sweet Tooth, that Bozak, is that the one with the wooden sides?
No, that's the Condessa.
Oh, the Condessa. Oh, that's a Condessa. Okay.
Or the ENS. Or the ENS, right?
The ENS. I want the ENS.
That's what I want. I already got his email with the pricing and all that stuff. You want me to forward it to you?
Oh.
Am I like giving you things to spend on? Sorry.
Pretty much.
Get it.
Island Vibe says
Well,
that
I definitely want a Bozak
on
too.
Twitch, Sweet Tooth. There you go.
ENS.
I'm surprised DJ Stargazer hasn't chimed in on this, man, because he loves like rotary.
Oh,
He just
That
did.
rotary life.
He has been. He's in the chat. He was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the Yuri still seems to be the rotary king, but Rain made a nice hybrid back in the day. Was it, I think, the 2014 or 2016?
2016, I think it was. Yeah,
and it had the crossfader too. So you had your knobs, but then it also had you could plug in the crossfader too and assign the channels. But you know I did
some research. I was like, I just kind of landed on the Bozak. I pretty much just play. You know, I've got 2 decks. I need 2 channels. That's pretty much it for me.
I remember trying to play drum and bass on the Yuri at some club in New York, and the headphone drum and bass thing is like backwards. So like it turns towards the first turntable and says that's turntable 2 or opposite or whatever. But it's like just like backwards, and I kept lifting up the wrong tone arm all the time. Like we
no.
6 times in the set. We're just like, I hated that mixer. No crossfade. We're just drum and bass. Like crossfading, bringing stuff out, and it's like no crossfader, no nothing. And it turned out that Red Alert had some sort of like hip hop night at this club. We're like, how does he do this?
Oh man, a lot of the OGs can just destroy a rotary mixer hip hop style. Like
that was
crush it.
I probably would have got used to it, but man, that was crazy.
I remember there's a really famous like disco DJ in DC, Mandrill. Anybody that's in DC knows of Mandrill. At a time where like in DC where clubs would open at like 11 in the morning and people would literally come off of lunch break or whatever and go into a club and dance and party for a bit and go back to work. And yes, in like the late 70s, really early 80s in DC.
Let's bring that back.
Sam Burns working the front door and stuff, you know, as a teenager. And he would take, it was the first dude I ever saw like house DJ and had doubles of everything and would double up the records. He would play reggae like nobody's business, but he was always known as this disco DJ, and he could on a Uri mixer just double all day long and clock and chase, and you're just like, whoa, this. And you know, he's an original. It's, you do with what you have, you know. And a lot of these guys, I think that's the beauty of what we're seeing. I think at least for me personally, watching a lot of you guys DJ on real vinyl, it's just the beauty of it, the simplicity of it, and also when you see like Flipout, I was talking about it earlier, when you did your De La tribute, it was just like, it's a masterpiece, man. For me, it was amazing to watch you go in and out of the originals and play the song and the technique, the artistry, the skill of it. When it's just like straight vinyl, it's just, there's something that I think all of us as vinyl lovers, DJ lovers, just really appreciate when you see that. And it's without all the MIDI, without all the, you know, I wanted to kind of hear from you guys, like with Twitch being like basically running your own TV station, how does that feel to at least not have to look at the computer for the music side? Is it when you're going back and forth, Flipout, you said it's short, you've played both. Is there a difference like when you're like, oh great, I'm not looking at the screen, just my vinyl?
Yeah, it's refreshing.
Flipout. Yeah.
It's harder to look at the chat, but then I you know, I'll watch people streaming and I'm like, man, you know, and like when they're on the computer and I'm like, man, it's so hard to look at the chat. But and now when I play at night, I'm in an apartment building and, you know, people go to sleep in my house, in my apartment as well. So I'm doing 45s in headphones, like, so I'm just like in the master. And I've never been that person. I always have the monitor. Always, I'm like, yo, I need, especially when I'm playing records. Mm-hmm. Like if I'm playing Serato, it's fine. I use the sync button, and I'm good. I don't even need headphones. You know what I mean? If I'm playing a certain style of music on Serato, but for vinyl, man. So now I'm in like headphones. But I figured out I have a big. My girlfriend has a work monitor here, and I use it for the chat. And I put the font at like friggin', 62. And I have it right in front of me now. You can see it. It's right there.
Yeah.
So now it's good because I'll even be doing doubles and I can just look up and I'm like, oh, yo, what's up? And I have the mic like right here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know what the question. I forget what the question was, but
DJing on Twitch is weird. Yeah. That's basically what that is.
Yeah. Oh, I want to say that J-Rock gets busy with the rotary shits, right? Am I lying? Yeah, J-Rock gets busy.
Ooh, shout out to J-Rock.
Yeah.
Shout out to J-Rock, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Anyway.
What about you, Shortkut? Do you find it different when you're streaming vinyl or digital?
Not really. I mean, you know, because it's totally different. You know what I mean? Like when I do the stream through the laptop, you know, I mix music videos as well. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, just my comfort zone definitely is when I do the vinyl sets, because like, you know, just being able to just take out the record out the sleeve and just hop the record with the needle. It just nothing beats it. You know what I mean? Like, and then you know. But you know, it's different, like, you know, because especially before every stream, especially if it's a vinyl set, I have to. That's prep time. You know what I mean? That's like a couple of hours before the set. Then
Right.
I could, I agree with Flip. The way I agree, I sort my records the same way. You know what I mean? Like by year, BPM. If I have a Michael section, a James section, a Prince section.
Michael, yeah, I got a Michael, Stevie, and Prince box. You know
Absolutely,
what I mean? Those,
same way. Stevie all together.
Right?
Yeah.
Trifecta, right?
So it's just it's really more just a different way of prepping for shows. But if you're asking me what I prefer more, of course, yeah, records.
Yeah. And do you guys think that you'll be doing more vinyl shows after things finally get back together? Like once we're back to going to venues and being able to do clubs, do you think because of Twitch and how it's really shined a light on vinyl DJing, do you think that there'll actually be a bigger avenue? Les, let's start with you.
So I think I'm not going to stop doing at least OPM Sundays. I'm not going to stop doing that because it's been so sweet. It's been a space for folks to just hang out, like people I know, their aunties, uncles, their parents. And Roger Rigor, actually from VST and Company, joins the chats. Like the band, Short. The Roger Rigor from VST and Company hangs out at OPM Sundays, and he actually sent me a letter. It's right here, and I can't read. It's like, can I read the ending? It's just like,
sure.
And this is why I'm going to continue. That's why I'm going to continue doing original Filipino music Sundays. And I'm doing it all vinyl except for some, special times when I feel like, I'm going to play, a theme thing. So basically, it's partially Tagalog. So, kakosa, what's a good...
Tagalog.
Well, ano ba yung kakosa? Like someone that's in your... I'm going to punch your butt. Just kidding, kids who are
I'm just saying, that's what people...
So,
read it.
Basically, he's saying that many will be grateful for your work, your vision, and your dedication. I know we are. Carry on, like
nice.
Homie, something like that.
Wow.
For sa musikang OPM, for my
OPM
homie
music.
of OPM music, something like that. And in behalf of the guys of VST and Company, maraming salamat. And I'm just like dying because like
dope.
look at this. This is the VST logo and
what?
Wow.
Like,
oh wow,
that's crazy.
Yeah, and he sent me this letter, and I'm so touched because really I just did this because Christine Julio Travels on Twitch was just like, just do it. Just play your records. No one else has a lot of records like you that's OPM.
I mean, they were touched. That's why they sent the letter. So it's full circle, and that's the power of music.
I'm touched. I'm the touched.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, I'm gonna keep doing this, even if even if things open, even if I can DJ at clubs and stuff, I'll still be doing this.
I have a question for Les.
Oh.
Les, can you see me?
Yes.
I see you. Is OPM an abbreviation you made up, or is that like a universal term?
That's a universal term.
It's a universal term, but it started with Manila Sound, but to make it more the Manila Sound, it's like in the 70s, but to make it more inclusive. Is it Danny from Apple? Am I?
Was it Danny? I think it was Jim, wasn't it?
I think it was Danny who coined the term, but someone from Apple Hiking Society coined the term original Filipino music so that it's all inclusive.
Oh, that's so amazing! I'm just learning about it now, and I learned it from your set, and I was like blown away. I'm like, she's not playing all Filipino music. There's no way. I'm like, she's playing all Filipino music.
Crazy.
And I'm like, this is absolutely bananas. And I was just really, really blown away. And like for the group to reach out to you, that's wow.
When I got that letter, I teared up, because it's just to me, I'm just doing this really because I have it. And actually, before COVID, the only times I get to play all OPM sets is like there's a Filipino restaurant, it's called Purple Patch. And, whenever they have anniversaries, I'd actually have to be the one. Sorry, I keep saying actually. I'd have to be the one to be like, can I play OPM? Because the owner would want house or would want like, other stuff. And I'm just, can I just at least play OPM for 2 hours? Like I'd have to, Or then I started making my own space here in DC. I would start throwing events that are Filipinx, centered. So then there is no excuse to play other kinds of music except for our people's music. And I just want people to hear our music, not just us, like everyone else too, so that that we make this music.
How big is your Apple Hiking Society collection?
I'm sorry?
How big is your Apple Hiking Society collection?
I only have 4 LPs of Apple. Yeah, but if you're familiar with Apple, like the story I was trying to tell you earlier, 2 weeks ago, I played a song called Ewan by Apple Hiking Society by the ghostwriters for Apple. They bought the song. Apple Hiking Society bought the song from a band called Flipside, and one of the band members, one of the singers, is in Virginia. So from the master tapes to a CD, they gave me the MP3 master tapes from the 70s.
Sick.
And it was amazing because that's my friend's dad, one of the singers of the band, and he has ALS, and like apparently he always coughs like all night. He's in pain, but while watching OPM Sundays and like listening to music he wrote and him and his bandmates wrote, and listening to songs that him and his bandmates wrote for other artists, because I also played Nonoy Suniga and other artists, he didn't cough as much apparently. Like it made him feel good, and it was healing for him. And I was just like, I'm just doing this in our tiny row house, but yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it.
That's beautiful.
Nice.
And that is like, something that we can all just aspire to, just doing it from your heart. And when you do it from your heart and for your own passion and love, you're going to connect with other people that feel the same way. And that's just really what music's all about in general, whether it's vinyl or digital or playing it off an 8-track or a DAT or whatever, reel to reel, whatever it is, the music connects.
Yes.
And we have a few more minutes left for the podcast. I'm gonna bring in our associate producer, Doc Bless. Hopefully he has maybe a couple of questions from the chat. So, Doc, do we have any questions from the chat? Like highlight like maybe a couple of questions.
Gio, real quick before we start that, because Shortkut did tell us that he has to go. So
family obligations calling.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's give Shortkut a minute to just give your shouts and anything you want to promote, and then we'll.
Man, well, shout out to the Beat Refinery folks, man. Thank you guys for having me.
No,
appreciate that.
Thank you for joining us.
Shout out to everybody in the room. For those of you who don't follow me on Twitch already, I do something on Twitch from Wednesday to Sunday at 8 p.m. West Coast time, and I do, like I was saying earlier, I do something different every night. So if you haven't already, please give me a follow on my page.
Super consistent, man.
Yeah,
very much so.
But other than that, man, thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
No,
dude, that was amazing, man.
It's an honor.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so
much.
Big ups. Thank you.
Salute.
That was sick.
Hey, that was dope.
Kuya, that's my Tito Kuya right there.
All right, y'all. Peace out, Shortkut.
Take care, y'all.
Salamat.
Crazy, guys. Yo, what's up?
Bye, Locke.
Peace. Yeah, peace, guys.
Peace out, Shortkut. Thank you so much.
All right, Doc.
We just had Shortkut on the show, guys. Come on.
Yes,
I know, man.
Thank you.
Legend.
Big honor. All right, Doc Bus, do we have any 1 or 2 questions from the chat?
So I passed up the questions that I was coming through in the chat. Thank you to everybody who was asking. And there is something that we could share right now that we've been honed back on, but we could do the unpopular opinion right now.
Ah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah.
So
do we have time for that?
Yeah, no, it'll be quick. For everybody that doesn't know, we like to do whatever topic we're on. We like to have one of the hosts share an unpopular opinion. It's pretty much like something that society or culture tells us is one way, but one of us wants to take the other approach on, or the opposite view. And so for this one, being that I owned a record store, they pushed me into this one to give the unpopular opinion that
all you fam.
Every 6 months to a year, there'll be some fancy publication that wants to write their article about how vinyl is resurging and vinyl is the greatest comeback in music. It's amazing, and it's a whole crock of lies. It's just a story that they're trying to push into to put up some words on a page or to make you click a link, and they show these stats of how music on vinyl is up 342% from 2003 or something like this. And like I've seen recently articles in Forbes, or there was an article in Pick Your Magazine, GQ or whatever, and they talk about how even at Urban Outfitters you've got all these vinyl. And so it's funny because if you look back to pre-digital, pre-Serato days, you would see that this is just completely not true. And yeah, maybe after the invent of the MP3 and specifically DJs moving towards playing digital formats of music, and now this rediscovery of buying a Lady Gaga album or a Daft Punk album at Urban Outfitters has come into kind of the cool kids realm of, oh look, Dad, I got a record player and I've got a repress of your Beatles song. Ha! Your Beatles White Album is right here. Ha! Look at me, I'm a vinyl collector. And
my Crosby.
And it's a complete joke.
Crosby.
So just and I took some stats down because you always got to have some facts.
Yeah.
So
do a fact check here.
So that's where we're getting that island vibes.
In 2020, which this part is actually legitimately where you go,
right.
Oh, that sounds interesting. 27% of all physical music sales came from vinyl. So you look at that number and you go, wow, 27%. But
over a quarter, interesting.
Of physical medium. But when it comes to all music formats, it's only 3.6% of the entire realm of the music industry and how people ingest music. And furthermore, there was the biggest year of vinyl since '93 this last year, and there was 18 million vinyl albums sold in 2020. And just to put it in perspective, in 1978 there were 341 million vinyl albums sold. So this whole charade of a cute article that some editor wants to have the music guy write about the resurgence of vinyl is a complete crock of shit.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You said 27% of physical.
Yeah. So like it's the first time since 1986 that vinyl beat CDs this year.
But it's only 27%. What's the rest of that?
CDs.
CDs.
It's got to be CDs.
Blu-rays. I don't know.
Singles.
Maybe some random novelty cassettes. Maybe.
Right.
I can see the random novelty cassette thing for sure.
Yeah.
18 million records sold in 1 year. It's like Thriller sold 25 million. It's like one record.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Not a big deal, guys. That's like 18 artists going platinum in the States.
Yeah. I like that analogy.
So
weird.
Yeah, remember that the next time you see one of these articles, there's another one's going to pop up in any couple months of them saying like, wow, vinyl, it's this big massive resurgence. Like, no, it's not. It's still a very small group of people that band together, love vinyl for whatever reason. Most people it's for what it does for them personally, and it's most people are streaming their music. Don't nobody needs to go get excited that there's certainly those records that are worth a lot of money, but most of those records on your shelf, there's only a small handful of people that want them besides you.
And to add to that, those of us in this vinyl record appreciation focus group can understand that whenever you see that repress at the Urban Outfitters or the Walmart on the specialty vinyl rack, it's really just like the third reprint of Random Access Memories or whatever else you might be finding. It's not actually mastered for vinyl. They just took the digital version and pressed it onto wax. Most of the time, they're not doing any of the actual work that keeps the quality up.
I don't know, man. I bought the soundtrack to Crazy Rich Asians from Urban Outfitters sale. So green, emerald green, pressing, translucent. I had to have it. There were some covers there that I needed, and I can't find anywhere else. So
you know what?
I watched that on the plane coming back from Southeast Asia last, and it just made sense. And I was like, yeah.
I won't front on. I'm not going to sit here and front on Urban Outfitters. I bought. They put out Tyga, Taste, and his other song that sound exactly the same on 7-inch.
All of them.
And Swish, and Taste. They put out Motorsport, Migos.
You can have a Taste.
Yeah. Hallmark put out Bruno Mars 24 Karat Magic with Treasure on it.
Was the cover nice? Sometimes the covers get me. I'm just
it's in a card. It's in a card.
Yeah.
And you know what? When you were talking about Sean, I think you're saying how they don't even master the record properly for Urban Outfitters. For 45s, for like some of the hip hop re-releases, they're not remastering. They're actually taking an MP3 and pressing it. I know that for a fact. And I know from behind the scenes, there have been people that have tried. There's a guy I know who's been asked to master some songs for vinyl. And one time someone sent him the YouTube link, and I shit you not. So you hear these, there's been reissues of hip hop stuff, and like no one's getting the masters. I'm not gonna say the series
for the
what
best.
it is, but no one's getting the master of that record. Like they're getting the MP3 from someone's collection for sure. There's even it sucks. Sam Tweak's still in the chat. Wait,
there's this record that I bought, and you could hear a tick from the recording that it's a CD. Like it's a
like a glitch.
I heard it, and I was like, this is on the original pressing. Like, because I remember, I am not even gonna say what band and what record, but it's like then, and then, I was like, God damn it!
So funny.
Let that press.
All they had to do was crossfade it. They didn't even do that.
Quality control there.
That's funny.
Copy.
So sometimes the repress, like people want to get that, but the OG is the more legit one, obviously.
Of course.
But there are the official reissues. Like everything's been reissued. You know what I mean? Like Tribe Called Quest stuff. Like now on double vinyl, but I don't know. Even some of those, I'm kind of like, I don't want to say any names, but there have been a lot of reissues, double LPs of hip hop stuff, and I'm not sure if they have even the WAV files, and they're doing it like. It's kind of sad, but the packaging looks great. But RPC. Where's that sound?
Walmart.
Yeah, where's the sound?
I don't like that sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Mike C in the chat made a good point about it. It's like sometimes the actual original source from the studio is nowhere to be found, or things that were on DAT tape too are just like it could have been stored in a place where you put it in the player and it sounds like butt now. It's gone. It's a tape.
Yeah.
That's still another reason vinyl is like the only thing that will last 100 years. CDs.
First time I ever went to TSOP, it was right after they had a big fire, and they were telling me, we just lost a lot of the masters, and it's like that's stuff you're never going to be able to find again, never going to be able to hear it at that quality or get those repressings. So I'm not surprised. This is just some of these physical mediums, they're either going to get worn out or lost or burned or God knows what else. So it's really something we have to hold on to as like kind of curators of these sounds and kind of presenting culture in a way that people aren't necessarily appreciative of. There is a physicality and there is a temporary moment that we are capturing by playing these records.
Yeah, and if you're playing in, I've never even thought of this until right now, because people always ask like, "What's the difference between OG and repress?" But it's like, here it is. Like an OG pressing of a record is the most pure, most pure recording of the record, like guaranteed.
Yeah,
like guaranteed. Even if it was analog, even if it was friggin', 2-inch tapes and stuff, it's still the most authentic one probably you can get on vinyl. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's the argument for OGs over repress. You're like guaranteed that it's, and you feel, and you just feel it. The energy is captured in there. You know what I mean? It's grooves. It's physical grooves. So I really feel like the actual energy of it is captured in there.
I know for a long time, and I haven't kept up with it, but for a long time the trend was to put a big sticker on the record that said 180 gram vinyl, like those most of those pressings suck. Like, they're not useful at all.
Nice price.
They're not useful at all. They don't even feel like a record is supposed to feel. It's just like, let me just charge you a double the price for this 180 gram vinyl.
Got this nice heavy crayon.
And then you had guys like me who came in like who was just like, I was just looking for a freaking sound or a sample, and you could have like the most rare record, and I'm like here just like thrashing it as like an 18, 19 year old, and like I look back at my records, I'm like, man, I really used to jack these records. I took like stuff from my aunt's collection and stuff, and I didn't know how to handle them properly back then, even, but then again, I came in as purely just like turntablist nerd band geek kid coming from saxophone guitar, just wanting to scratch. So, but
fine. The Q-burn on your record is an honor. I love it when I hear like turntablists playing their MP3s and they recorded their Q-burn records.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Because you can hear the hiss in the vinyl.
Like the volume goes down.
Yeah, because that the Serato records aren't hissing like that. No way, dude. Like they're just not hissing like that anymore. Pretty funny.
Double A. I just want to ask Double A real quick, because I know you've been like heavy collecting your 45s the last few years. Are most of them original pressings or repressings?
It's all over the place.
Yeah,
it's all over the place. I mean, like, yeah, I'm with Phil. Like, if I can get my hands on it, on the OG, then by all means, right? If I can't, and it's just a song that I love and I want to play, I'll take what I can get. You know what I mean? Like, if I gotta play a song on a toaster and I like the song, like I'll just play it like that. I don't really care, right? It's about the song first and foremost. But yeah, if I can get my hands on an OG thing, I'll definitely try to do that for sure. But it's all over the place. I mean, I'm making edits and remixes and stuff like that and putting them on vinyl, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to put out fun music, right?
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
That's probably another discussion for another day too.
Sweet Tooth, what about you? Are you mostly originals guy, or does it matter to you?
It doesn't matter to me. Yeah, like, sometimes I'll see an original and I'll be like, okay, that's $50, but then the second pressing or a repress is not at a crappy label. I'll go for that one, and that's cheaper. So yeah, it doesn't really matter. I'm all over the place with
I was speaking strictly from a 45 standpoint. I always keep that in mind whenever I'm talking about records. I'm not talking about albums really or 12 inches. I'm talking about 45s. That's all that is in my brain. So that's when I'm talking about represses and originals. I don't mind either, but like, it's just like, it's so frustrating to have it. Like, and they have like a reissue of like, there's Ed OG, I gotta have it, which I'm lucky I got the original, and then they reissued it. And I'm playing them and I'm doing doubles, and I'm like, man, why does the reissue not sound as good as the original? You guys should have A-B'd it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You should have, like, why would you do all the trouble of reissuing this classic piece of music and not
skipping that step? Like that one step that any audio person, who probably has that job is supposed to push that button should be able to know.
You had one job.
Yeah, one job.
It's tough, and I'm not judging because now I'm pressing records, and there's a lot of variables. But it's like
I definitely pressed my own records up in the mid 2000s. During that whole era when you know, people were pressing up their own battle records, and I learned a lot from the files that were sent to the record plants, you know, and what they were worth before they even came back to you.
That's awesome. Yeah, Elma Sancho asks if anybody has pressed their own music. And,
yeah. I used to press my own vinyl just for DJ battles, though. That was back in, you know, the mid 2000s before Serato was like even allowed in DMCs and stuff like that.
I mean, I could, because I have a record pressing toy that I have up there.
It wasn't cheap, I could tell you that much. Like it was, you know, one of those things.
It's funny because I'm looking for my defined print records back here. I think, and when we were talking earlier about records, we were like, what records would you take with you if the fire burned? And I know the ones I wouldn't take be all the defined print records that I have sitting
around.
And I pressed up because I want those to burn so I can collect the insurance off those because no one's gonna buy them.
Oh my God. Yo, you guys,
Les, can we go back to your vinyl pressing?
You should do a show. You should do it live right now, Les.
I'm gonna rip it and put it on YouTube, Chris. The world needs to hear that shit. I'm gonna pull that up. I'm gonna load it to YouTube, bro.
Les, this should be your own show where you're pressing this
right
live. Are you gonna do it right now?
Hold up. Hold up.
Yeah.
I gotta know what this is.
Hold on, I gotta highlight.
Yo.
What?
Can we do it right now?
You sound insane.
So it's just supposed to be a toy, but actually you can press your own. You can, if that's what you're talking about. But yeah.
Do it.
Sick.
It's from Japan. I mean, I can do all sorts of streams. The other stream that has been requested from me is cleaning my records. Do y'all clean your records with a vacuum cleaner?
Wood glue.
Do you?
Yes, I do. I have a VPI, and I've been cleaning my records.
I got a Sonic.
So I'll show you that.
So I actually just buy the record solution that you're supposed to use in the machines. Like
this.
And I just
D4 Plus stuff.
Yeah, and I just put this stuff on microfiber.
There it is. Yeah, man.
Yeah. No, I have a vacuum. Like it cleans it.
That's so dope.
These records they're priceless to me, you know. So like a lot of them have never been repressed, and it's just like some of them I bought for like $5, and it's just like it's so dirty. But then after cleaning, one time I went home to the Philippines, and a relative gave me a stack of records literally stacked on each other, and it had termites. But I was able to clean it. I soaked it, and then I'm able to play it. So now it's a G+ record, no skips, but there's pops. It's fine.
G+ record, no skips.
Yeah, the simple ones, the dry Swiffer sheets.
I got those around the corner.
I used to use that a lot.
In a pinch, they will clean a record for you. Nice.
My ass over here.
Especially at a gig.
Real quick before we do, and I know we got to wrap things soon, but I wanted to mention, because let's throw it into the conversation, cutting records. One of the things I actually looked up when we were talking about the episoding and bringing a tech tip into it, there is a Kickstarter running that is, I believe, still running. Anybody who's interested in pressing your own records, look up the Phono Cut, because it is, as of, I believe, 6 months ago, it might even be more recent than that, 3 months ago. They're running a Kickstarter. The whole idea is like it's a modern version of something you can plug into your computer and lathe cut your own records. So that's something that's like a much more modern, much more accessible. I think the price point is like $1,200, $1,300. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on the numbers
or something.
What's that?
It's like 3D printer or something. What do you need to cut the?
No, it's literally a like laser and a lathe put together. Yeah.
So it's a plotter. It's some sort of modern day plotter that you work with.
Yeah. So they sell blanks, and you grab the blanks, and then you are lathing out the record itself to, I guess, dub plate style. You're cutting the grooves in. And then I
gotta be honest though, that's dope. But with the advent of Serato, like I don't know if that's like. If you're just making one-offs for yourself, I guess that's one thing. Yeah, it's just super niche, but that's why we're
It's
here.
very, very niche. Yeah.
Very niche.
Well, that's why
is
you
what I'm
just
saying.
buy this $100-something toy record.
Oh, you didn't say it was $100-something. Yeah, there we go.
Why would you buy a
Super
$1,200 one?
I used a guy.
Unless you make more pressings. I don't know, but I have that thing. I have. I'm gonna be making a redeemable point my portable record players to show.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's so dope.
What do you got there, Double A?
No, I was just gonna say I used a guy in Texas who has like some sort of fancy German lathe. So I cut all my own edits and remixes onto 7-inch. They sound pretty great to me, like pretty close to this. Another one, it's about Flip. You've heard me play a bunch of these. Like, what I think I pay like. It depends on how many I do, but it's like between $15 and $20 a pop, right?
Wow!
So
is it on
long turnaround though? It's like it's almost like getting a record press. It's like 10 weeks, that thing.
Ooh,
is it cut onto like a piece of plastic? Because those.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like.
Is it?
This feels like a record. Like, I mean, it's a little bit different.
Is it dope on plastic?
Dope on plastic.
They sound good. I mean, I did it a year ago, and they still play fine. And I just did a bunch. I don't know, about a month or two ago. And so I don't know.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like doing sort of TPs and stuff that I'm thinking of, like actually pressing. You know what I mean? So
very dope.
Yeah.
All right, Gio.
One Groove Vinyl is what it's called.
Awesome.
One Groove Vinyl. Looking at it.
Yeah, I think he's in Austin or somewhere like that. Very good, like really good quality. I tried another place and it sucked. This stuff's all
right away.
Yeah, this is all stereo and sounds good. And so anyway,
stereo.
All right, guys, time's up. It's time to end the show. We can definitely talk more about this, but we can definitely have you guys like come back like for another.
We went over time.
But
we did.
So once, as always, everybody tuning in to our show on Twitch, make sure please stay in the chat because we're gonna pay it forward by supporting another DJ by rating their channel once our show goes off the air. So stay put. So one more thing, let's get everybody, all of our guests, to just shout out something you got going on, promote yourself. So we'll start with Les.
Oh, hi. So I stream on Fridays and Sundays from 9 to 11 p.m. And on Fridays, I leave it open-ended. And I went a little crazy last Friday. As Carrie knows, I DJ'd for over 6 hours. And playing all records, like went all over the place. But Sundays is OPM Sundays. And like to shout out my mods, Christine, Nina, Mr. Enriquez, my spouse, Oscar, Maria from Showtime, and April You Fools. Because, they keep the peace. Because unfortunately, I have not escaped toxic masculinity, even on Twitch. So please make sure if anyone says stuff that they shouldn't be saying, like, call your men out, please. That's my request. Thank you.
Agreed.
Thank you.
Definitely. Sweet Tooth.
I play every Sunday afternoon, about 1 p.m. Pacific for a couple hours while my daughter takes a nap. And it's usually kind of all over the map in terms of genre. So last Sunday I did pretty much an all jazz set. And we also have a raid party coming up on Friday, February 12th called the Vinyl World Cup. Double A's in that one, as well as Sam Tweaks. We got a bunch of other people in that. Of course, I don't remember everybody else who's in it right now, but Hey Riggs is also part of that. And we are doing another Vinyl World Cup in March. And this guy over here in the Brady Bunch, Mr. Flipout, he's going to be in it. So yeah, that's what's going on with me.
Nice. Double A.
I am starting. I have like 1,000,001 edits that I've made and remixes and stuff like that, and I press them up on these lathe cuts, and people are like, you can put these out. It's obviously sort of a weird kind of, as Flip knows, a bit of a weird kind of gray area, Wild West sort of scene for that. So anyway, I'm just pressing up some stuff on this little tiny label called Mountain 45s, and I think Sean put it in the chat or is about to.
There it is.
If you can follow Mountain 45s. The first thing is me on one side and my man J1 from DC on the flip side. Should have test presses.
That's the J1.
J1.
Yeah, he's so good. And,
So
should have test presses in about 2 weeks, hopefully, and then it should have records on Bandcamp shortly thereafter. So, yeah,
Nice.
that's what I'm doing. Thank you.
is that Mountain 45s? Is that a Twitch channel or is that an IG?
No, that's just the IG.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just it literally just sort of became a thing like last month, right? So
Nice.
Nice.
Ooh,
And
man.
finally, Flipout. What about you?
Yo, I used to do. I started doing. I started on Sundays. In quarantine, I was doing Sunday evenings 5, and then I moved to the 3 p.m. And then I was part of this raid a few weeks ago, and I did a Saturday night, and it was fun. It was different energy. I could still feel the Saturday night energy. So I kind of switched from Sunday afternoons because also things kind of started opening up again, and I started going out on Sundays, like doing errands and doing fun stuff with my dog and my girlfriend. So yeah, Saturday nights why am I so long-winded? Saturday nights, 9 p.m. Thursday, what was the lead up for that? That was so dumb. Say Saturday night. Saturday nights 9 until whenever. I did like 6 hours, all 45s. One night I went ham. Thursdays 2 p.m. part of the Wax Nerds Thursday Throwdown, which is a 1 hour 45s with the Wax Nerds crew. And then that's it. I just have 2 stable nights, and then I love doing like raids and stuff. It's really hard I like being part of the raids because it's nice to start and already have people there. When I'm starting my own streams, I don't know how many of you guys feel this, but like it's such a slow burn, and I'm like, man, do I play this song now? There's only 10 people here.
Dude.
Can I play it later? Like, and you don't want to play like smooth jazz for the first 10 minutes while everyone walks in the room. I mean, yeah, but like, yeah, why not? Anyway, Thursdays 2 p.m., Saturdays 9 p.m. Catch me out there.
Awesome,
Catch me outside.
awesome. Nice.
I played Sade on the food gas station growing up here, so there's stuff in that pocket.
Fuck yeah.
All right, folks. Once again, give it up one more time for our special guest tonight, DJ Shortkut, DJ Flipout, Double A, Les the DJ, and DJ Sweet Tooth.
You guys are amazing.
Yeah, that was sick, guys. Thanks for
Shout out to other women DJs on Twitch and my first and only raid train party, not Jaco, the Jambra.
Ooh, there we go.
I know a bunch of you are part of that. Jambra.
Chambra!
Brazil in the house.
Jacko, yes, shout out. That was so cool. 4-day raid. Right.
So once again, we're gonna for everybody in the chat, just stay put. We're gonna raid somebody after this. If you guys missed any of our episodes the past couple seasons, you can watch our shows again at facebook.com/beatrefinery or youtube.com/beatrefinery. If you prefer to listen to the audio side of things, this episode will be uploaded this Thursday to Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you consume and listen to all things podcasts. The next episode of the 9 at 9 will be back next month on March 1st. But come back again to the Beat Refinery Twitch channel next week, next Monday. Tune in with us, 9 p.m. East Coast time, next Monday for another edition of our music playlist show. We always have
a lot of fun
with those shows.
I'm on the other side of the studio there.
Yes,
guys.
yes. So who do we want to raid?
Shout out to Joel. Forgot to shout you
Or
out.
guest.
Joel
Do you
Keaton.
guys want to recommend somebody?
Yes.
Who are we raiding?
Let's have our
Who are we
guest.
raiding? Who are we raiding?
Neil Armstrong is on.
Shout outs to Fifth Platoon.
Toby Jerry's on.
I don't know how long he'll be on. Joel Keaton, you still there? Shout out. Let me see who else. DJ Bill BH. But is there someone from DC that's on?
Let's look. Flips
No,
is
they
on. We
almost
could always
spoiled.
raid Flips. Chris Carnes is on. We could raid Chris
Is
Carnes.
he?
Yep, Chris Carnes music.
What's it?
Lazy Boy.
Magic Mike.
He's on. Toby Jerry's on too.
We want Chris Carnes.
Yeah, he's been on the show. He's a guest.
All right, what's his username? Chris Carnes Music.
Chris Carnes Music. Yeah, especially if we
Gotta
still
make
got
sure.
67 of us in here. Let's help out the brother, Chris Carnes.
Thanks for having us.
Let's have the homie.
Everybody, thank you.
Once again, thanks
Thank
again
you.
to everybody tuning in.
you.
We'll see you guys next week. Everybody, say peace.
Thank you.
Make sure to let everybody know you guys are coming from Beat Refinery.
Beach Refinery.
Refinery.
Oh, we're still in here. Hi guys.
No, we're good now. We successfully rated.
Sick. Are we rated into that?
Yeah.
We
Wait,
are not live.
Geometrix. Hold on, Geo. Hold on. Metrics. Hold on.
Yes,
1
yes.
second. You're asking me about Apple. Hold on.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Yo, thank you.
Man, thank you guys.
That was really fun. I have to pee so badly. It's insane.
That's all. I just wanted to show Geometrix
No
the Apple.
doubt.